Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Okay. Apologies for being late. It has been a crazy day. It's been a crazier weekend. We have a lot to talk about tonight. We have a lot to unpack. Thank you all for joining. Let me put in my readers, child, so I can see who's here. Okay. Come on, Carlos. We about to get 45,000. Not 45,000 people one night, child. That sounds like Jay-Z's concert this weekend. Which, by the way, I was able to go to Jay-Z's concert on Saturday. Thank the Lord Jesus. I did not go last night, child. Okay, it was great. I had a good time. I'll leave it at that. Okay, so I have a poll tonight, and I want you guys throughout this live, and I'm going to remind you guys every couple of minutes about the poll. Are you Team Porsha or Team Shamea or Team neither? Okay. Before I bring on Claudia, Dustin, and Blue, I would like to say we always do this, but I want to make a disclaimer, okay? We are going to recap Belle Collective latest episode, and obviously the Real Housewives of Atlanta latest episode. And the one thing about Monday Night Live, we are going to keep it honest. We're going to be real. We're going to be raw. We're going to be honest. Based on what we watched on the show, child. Okay? So we're going to keep it real. And I know that a lot of us have very strong opinions. So in the comments section, you guys are actually voting in the chat too. You know what's so interesting? I'm seeing a lot of 1 and 2, which is interesting. Okay. All right. So yes, tonight we are going to get into what we watched last night, which is the end of Porsha and Shamea's friendship as we all know it. Can this be repaired? We will find out. But first, let's bring on Dustin Ross, Claudia Jordan, and Blue Telusma.
What's up?
Okay.
You got me next to the pole. Oh my God.
That all eyes on you, baby. That's right.
Come on, Vanna White. So
that's right.
You are Vanna Black. So
Vanna
Blue, every once in a while, just refer to that. How you guys doing? Listen, did y'all realize we have been since 2026 every Monday for the past 6 months we have been live, and last week, because Atlanta was dark, was the first time in 6 consecutive months that we did not go live on Monday.
We need Shekinah so she can say, I work hard, because we work hard, goddammit. That's what we need. Yes, good for us. Work ethic.
I missed you, ADHD brother.
Thank you. I miss you too. Intrusive thought. Exactly. Yes.
No, I miss you guys. How has everybody been? I feel like this is the View where they have like a week vacation. Although we all were working. I want to start with Blue. Blue, you had 2 weeks off, Ashley. So Blue.
You had to call that out, huh? Very shady. Good to be back.
Missed you. How you been, sister?
I've actually not had a single day off since the last time you saw me. That's why it's interesting. Not a single one. Not a single day off. I have literally done about 17 tapings since then. Mm-hmm. The one that I want to call out is Access Hollywood, because that was fun. That was very fun. I will say this, even though I don't agree with his politics, as a millennial who grew up with AC Slater, looking into Mario Lopez's eyes, I was like, you know what? We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
It was just 12-year-old Blue was excited. Okay.
Yeah. The Libra.
He's a Libra. Oh, that's why. I was like, why do I like this man? I'm not supposed to. He's a Libra. I have a thing with Libras and Aries. Oh God, my entire cast. Hey guys. No, but it was cool being on Access Hollywood. It was so fun. And then there's a young lady named Christiana who used to be a writer for the Trevor Noah show.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a podcast. She's a British Nigerian who says spicy stuff. She invited me to come to her podcast to talk big shit. That was interesting. I'm not sure she knew what she got herself into. So shout out to Pop Syllabus. And the entire time I was like, this is why I miss y'all in particular, because there's a certain level of bravery that you guys have and the way that we cover topics that kind of ruins me for other spaces where people might be a little bit more demure.
Mm-hmm. Fuck that.
Things that we could get off here, people clutch their pearls elsewhere. So y'all have ruined me. But
so they don't be cussing out their viewers like we do.
And we'll continue.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, your mama.
Yeah, the Brits are not like that, Claudia. So I was with a British person, and halfway through, I was like, "Oh, you're British. Let me sit up different. My bad, y'all. I'm scaring y'all. Teas and crumpets, ho." Like it was very interesting.
Did it air already?
Not yet. I think they're plotting it based on what they got, but I think mine is so spicy. I'm probably going to be in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, keep us updated. I want to make sure that we tell the Raindrops and the Blue Crews to watch it and support you. That's amazing.
I appreciate
really
that.
Congratulations on that. Claudia, what you been up to besides wearing red lipstick?
Yes, Red.
First of all, Blue, that green ring is super cute. I like it.
Yes.
I love it.
Very
It's
big.
super cute. I went to Essence. I had a good time at Essence.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that was a good. We didn't do a show since then, right? No. Okay. I hung out with my girl Demetria. Also, two Demetrias, Demetria McKinney and my other friend Demetria. It was her birthday. We do like political events together, like the Congressional Black Caucus. She's in politics and law and all that. And then Marilyn Mosby, the DA that was that went after those cops in the Freddie Gray case. That's my homegirl. We've been hanging out a lot lately. And we were in Curacao together, and this is our second trip together. We traveled well. We had fun. She's hilarious and off the chain, and it was amazing. We met a lot of people, and just to see her get her props from people was good to see, because she spent a year in house arrest for fighting for. She was in the trenches. She was the first Black woman that they tried this playbook of, let's just look for some mortgage fraud, or you took some money out against the equity of your home or whatever. These bullshit charges that they use that to go after, Letitia James and Jasmine Crockett and all that. And she was the first one that they tried that on, and she had to suffer. But it's good to see her thriving. We had a good time. Went on an alligator tour. We had a fun time.
An alligator tour.
Yes. I almost touched one. Yeah. I like to play with fire. I don't know if you noticed. Yes.
Oh, do you? You're such the daredevil. You, Claudia? No.
It was fun. It was fun.
All right, Dustin, congratulations on some sellout nights you had for the past couple of days.
Thank you.
How is tour life going for you, Dustin?
So much fun, man. I'm ghetto, so my family and shit be at the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much fun to be on the road and kick it like that. But shout out to Chicago, man. They showed me so much love last Tuesday. Packed house, great meet and greet, great energy. Everybody was laughing and shit. Everybody was walking out the show rubbing their temples and then the sides of their face right here and shit from laughing. So I felt like I had done a good job. And then Thursday I had an incredible show. Shout out to St. Louis. They always show so much love. And St. Louis this is my second year playing there, so I'm gonna speak like a veteran, right? Every time I play St. Louis, they show me so much love. And they be happy that I came. Like, people in St. Louis appreciate talent coming through, just providing them a good time, and it feels good to feel that love. So shout out to St. Louis, man. I had 2 really good shows. Yep.
Nice.
That's good.
Thank
Listen,
you.
my people are doing well. They're winning, and I love that for my people. So that's the professional. Like, any updates in love life, Claudia? Any dates? Look at Blue.
I didn't know we were doing this. This is a new segment. Go ahead.
Any dates, Claudia? Any updates?
I've learned from the reactions that I get over certain things to just, less is more. So I'm gonna give less. And you guys can assume more. Next.
Blue.
I'm
Any
about
Libras or Aries in your horizon?
No, I'm about 72 hours away from Howling at the Moon. It's
Mm.
it's been a dry. Here's the thing. There was a lot of people showing interest around the spring. And by a lot, I mean like 3, but still, for me, that's a lot. Right? There was 3 people playing on my phone all spring long. And then I noticed the more I go viral, the less my phone rings. I think my appearances are scaring the niggas. I'm sorry, can we say that? I think men are like, oh no, she can argue big. She can argue 5 minutes at one time. So I think I need to maybe go on like a cooking show or something. Make a pie.
Blue, they like us more when we don't talk or have a voice. 1000% direct correlation. There was a gentleman caller that we had a long talk about, I don't want to be in the blog. I said, on your page, I go, what makes you think that I was going to put you on any of that? Like, do you think in the last, like since KJ, I've dated nobody? Do you think that it's just been no one since then? He's the last person I shared with the world.
Right. Don't get it twisted.
And y'all were together for years before you did that.
Yeah. And like, I've only really put like 3 people out in my life. Him, the actor, and I got married for like 4 months. Like, I really haven't showed, but I'm such a whore. So, I've had hundreds of people. So like you know what I'm saying? Like thousands really. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, and they do get scared, Blue. The more appearances after Access Hollywood, that number will go from 3 to 2. I'm afraid they really think that you're gonna really put them out there. Like during your interview about you and your take, your brain, you're gonna say, by the way, Jamal up in Santa Clarita. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing that. Like,
and I never do that, Claudia. And the one time I talked about a great sexcapade, he was proud and showed up in the comments like, "Yeah, I did that." Like,
so he wanted the light, right? Damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
But it turned me off because I was like, "Ooh, if it was a little clout chasing."
Right.
I might need a
interesting. I do think that's interesting with women's dynamics when it comes to their relationship.
Wait, toe sucking Carlos. No, clear my name before you pivot.
No, they said
my toes when I was gone. I heard about it. My sister sent me a screenshot. Anybody want to explain why everybody thinks I was getting my toes sucked, family?
Your Blues Crew said the reason why you weren't on our show 2 weeks ago is because you were getting your toes sucked.
And what did my co-host say to that?
Good for her. Congratulations.
I hope you were. That feels good.
We were happy for you. Now, I did say I don't think she would take a day off for that, but would you like to confirm or deny?
Dating and sexual activity are 2 different things. I'm open to talking about dating. I will always lie on my puss. I am a virgin. Thank you. I have been with nobody. I do not know what a penis is.
That's right.
We can talk about dating all day, baby, but I ain't never seen nobody's nice. Okay? Does anybody else lie on them? I lie on my vagina all the time. I don't know that man.
Us men, we don't.
Oh, I do. I don't.
We have to. Y'all make us where we have to. We have no choice. You
never heard of
can't say your real number, so you just got to give them a single-digit number that feels slightly believable. Because
counting. I stopped counting at 26 when I started doing fractions based on performance.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not counting no more.
I forgot. I'll be running into motherfuckers like, oh damn, hey. You know what I'm saying?
I saw a guy once, right? And he was like, when I dated him, like when I first got to LA, he was in the NBA, was super, super rich, like had a pop and whatever. And anyways, I saw him like maybe 10 years later. 15 years later, he married someone who rat, whatever, didn't work out. She took all his money, whatever. I saw him in Miami at the club. And I was looking at him, I'm like, I think that's him. He looks different. And then I went up to him, I said, is your name? And he said, Claudia. And I was like, oh, I said, the kid gained weight. And I go, and your chain is a lot smaller. So
Claudia.
So was the money funny?
It was now because he married the other girl, and she took all his money.
Oh, good for her. Yeah.
Justin, no.
Seducing schemes.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize you with the baby cross. It was before the Jesus thing. Now it's like
he went from Jesus to wow. From Jesus.
It was a Jesus chain.
Yeah, that's rough. Jesus is a decline. I was like, the Afro-Latin community. I'm not talking about y'all, I'm talking about the chain.
And I love that social media wasn't around back then, so he has no proof. Like I'm like, if he ever like claimed, I'd be like, I never even met you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know you.
I got one of them too.
Any updates in your section of the world?
No,
she's not good. I'm a people person. So this is summertime.
Now, Dustin,
God is good. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about connections. Call me Velcro, goddamn it. I'm all about connections this time of year, man. Let's stick it out.
oh, okay. You know what?
Hey,
This is
Dustin.
why I can't talk to British people. You American. This is look what y'all did.
Hey, look, in it.
Dustin, you have someone in the comments, and I know I'm not supposed to be looking at the comments, but they're good right now.
Okay.
That was at your Chicago show.
Oh, that's what's up. Thank you.
Talita
Thank you so
Brown.
much.
2785 said, "Hey Dustin, I saw you in Chicago and I asked you to grab my ass. You were so amazing. Great time."
Oh, I remember her. Yeah, that's what's up. So you know I have a meet and greet option for my shows where I get to say hello to people when I want to take pictures, and I love having fun, like taking them Chris Brown style meet and greet pictures. I'm open to it. So the young lady respectfully asked me to put my hands on her ass, and it was round and ample. And she was nice and kind. And I was like, you know what? This would be fun. So we did it. And the pictures look cute. So shout out to her. Mm-hmm.
I bought a meet and greet ticket for next week. I'm not. I think.
Why did you do anyway?
I'm okay with it. No, I'm like, what do I have to live up to?
Mind you, I've been waiting on her to send me a list, but go ahead anyway. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, well, at least Dustin got a lot of action at his meet and greet, so that explains everyone's weekend. All right.
No,
so
it does not.
Almost everyone's. Nigga,
Carlos,
what you do?
75%. Like, what did you do?
I told you that I went to Jay-Z's concert.
You
With
didn't
who?
tell us much. You just said you kind of rushed by. You did a drive-by. You did
There's two segments. What did you do and who did you do? Answer
Right.
the second one.
I went to the concert.
Lots of Dominicans in New York, by the way. Shout out to Washington Park. Washington Heights, I'm sorry. Washington Heights.
161st Yankee Stadium. What's up? I used to live out there.
You know, Carlos love a Dominican and an African.
Well, yo, come over. Come on.
Diaspora dick.
Yes, diaspora dick. We love you.
Trying to be up in our business and have us.
Wait a minute, Claudia. Are you saying that Carlos King has a Pan-African penis? You like?
Oh, it's definitely a Pan-African penis. Yes. Or almost like
area view.
Yeah, it's Black Benetton. United
Oh,
Colors
for
of
the
some of the
people.
world. Yes.
Penis for the people. Carlos, were you on a date? Did you take a date to the Jay-Z concert?
You know he did.
That's
Probably
some
bought
shit
my
I would have
outfit.
I
done.
wouldn't consider it a date.
Did you smash?
Are you attracted to the person that you attended
that's
the
a
show
yes.
with?
Look at him. Look at his eyes. He's looking up and to the left.
I'm a Libra. I'm attracted to him.
He
Are
smashed.
you and the young man attracted to each other that you went to the
Not
concert
saying
with?
young man does.
Yeah.
Carlos, okay.
That was a pregunta for my Spanish-speaking friends.
Yes,
Carlos.
absolutely.
No, I'll be sniffing the truth way in advance. Carlos definitely smashed. He was on a date, didn't take pictures, or told the person, don't post this, and he had a great time.
I don't have. Well, the thing is this: if you want to date Carlos King, you can't post. That is
I
one
know
of the.
that's right.
Oh, there's a form involved. I can tell there's a form.
Yeah. I couldn't post my
I still got an email.
I couldn't post my picture. I took a picture.
That's
So
a
that is my disclaimer. Dating me means not taking pictures.
I like that. I'm the same way.
And I will say this. And I'll move on. I will say this. Dating me also includes if the raindrops are there, I do expect you to remove yourself from the situation.
So you make them fall back and like pretend you're not with me.
No, this is the thing you have to do.
Okay.
Show me.
Any advice that, Dustin, Claudia
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
wants to know. See how they naturally behave when that happens.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
Pay attention to that. And all I'll say is it tells you a lot about the person.
Yeah.
It does.
Like,
Sometimes
you
you
don't
have to
ghost
say
them or not.
anything, you see what happens. So yes, Libras are very private people, but
sneaky. Y'all spell sneaky wrong. They're sneaky. They're not private. Two different words. I've been engaged to a Libra. Don't do that.
But I will say, ask Dustin. I will say I have a best friend who is short, brown, and round.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we hang out, the raindrops do go up to him saying, "Are you the African?" So
oh my God. They would think that. Yes.
Dustin, they think he's the African. So I will say that. Okay?
That's hilarious.
I did. I took a picture with Carlos's friend one time. He was like, "Don't post that." I'm like,
wait. That's in your down. Wait a minute. Hunger Games. What am I coming back to? I've only been gone 2 weeks.
Either. Claudia, you.
Claudia did a little dance and then whoosh, disappeared.
Anyway.
Oh, y'all are unhinged.
I'm gonna have fun on this show. If I'm gonna have to get dragged and deal with all the bullshit I gotta do, I'm gonna have fun. Fuck it. I don't give a damn. Be mad.
Claudia, you don't put your face next to the pole now, so you know you the screen grab. Okay. I'm not sure you wanted that friend, but okay.
On that note, the only person that be signing NDAs was Claudia Jordan. So moving on.
Who didn't sign an NDA, you said?
Who needs to sign an NDA?
Oh, I don't sign NDAs, baby.
You don't?
No, I don't.
I do.
I do. I think for my own
protection.
Before,
Justin?
Mm-hmm.
I've never
but
been
only like twice, because I'm the type of nigga, 5 minutes around me, you already know we ain't even got to do all that. Like, we good. So I know how to do. I know
they presented to you
2 times. They have
the same person, 2 different people.
2 different people.
They know better to ask me. I ain't talking shit.
No, both of them was athletes, nigga.
Let's move one on. Currently going through. I'm teasing. Let's move on.
Hell no. What?
But that's right though. They know your character. They know they can tell who they need to ask, who they don't.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm about to behave myself.
You got to move a certain way when you're in those kind of situations.
I never even been asked to sign one.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what's so funny? I had, and this is my last story. I'll tell y'all this story because this is years ago.
Since you won't share, go ahead.
Don't do it. I had somebody invite me to their home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was none the wiser. I thought we were having a meeting.
Mm-hmm. In the bedroom?
No. I was like, this is a right.
I know who it is.
Claudia, you don't know that I never told you.
I know, but
Claudia,
So
then it took me a minute to realize, like, could this be something else that I wasn't prepared for? And then I think, because Dustin, this is the best part. I think I ruined it because I gave business, and they were like, all right, you can go. And I was like, okay, bye. And then it took me driving home to be like, you really did not know what you were getting yourself into.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, the NDA never came up because I think at that point they realized that I was naive. That's it.
Naive is the word. You know what's always jarring? When you are being hit on by somebody who's known for being in a couple.
Mm-hmm.
That's always tricky because Black love is such a big market. Some of it is Black love.
They together for a reason. We'll just put it like that. Anyway, because this conversation is
all right, let's move on. All right, so guys, tonight, Raindrops, thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta in a second. I am going to read the super chats because I'm aware that this episode is such an iconic episode already to talk about. So we will be reading super chats. I do want to hear from the Raindrops how y'all feel about this episode. But first thing first, we have to do some Belle Collective business. I do want to first get into the Carrie and mother-in-law of it all. Dustin, you're a Belle Collective historian. What are your thoughts on Matt and Carrie speaking to the mom and how things went in their meeting?
They went exactly how I thought they were going to go. I knew that Matt's mom likes to fight. So I knew that we were going to get, an escalated, heightened confrontation in conversation. And I mean, it went exactly how I thought it was going to go. And honestly, thank God for it. because whether we agree with the antics or not, it's making for a hell of a show and adding some spice to Belle Collective, because everybody else, mama and daddy, act like they had sense in the limited times that we've seen them on the show. So shout out to Carrie and Matt and they mamas Tambien, right, for being willing to go there. Now, what I also want to make note of is the fact that Carrie Paul, the way that you went and shut that Essence Fest the fuck down with them looks. Did you see Carrie Paul at Essence Fest?
No.
Did you see her with that bust down? That's what they call it when their hair be bone straight and long like that and parted down the middle. She had one of them, a beautiful like lilac dress with this braiding detail that wrapped around her body and shit. It was like looks like it got your attention. And I thought that was so dope because I love seeing the ladies from Belle Collective and from the Love and Marriage different shows in the spotlight that they deserve as television personalities, right? These women are working on TV. They should be at things like Essence Fest and the BET Awards and the Jay-Z concert and all the other things. So I loved seeing Carrie Paul getting her a piece of the action at Essence. Shout out to her.
Yes. Claudia, what were your thoughts on the moment between the mamas?
Matt needs to have a conversation with his mother. You're married to Carrie, and you let your mom
boom.
Ooh.
Boom.
Oh
Damn.
my heavens. She looked
that dress too, everything, head to toe.
Oh,
Would you look at her? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. She didn't play. That's how we love seeing the Bells like that.
And shout out to Ryan Christopher. Ryan Christopher is the stylist. He is in Atlanta. So shout out to Ryan.
Great work. Excellent work, Ryan.
He does all those amazing photo shoots with Derek Blanks. Cool transformations. Please follow his page. He does amazing stuff. Their collaborations is Mimi, Derek Blanks, and Ryan. Such good stuff.
Dope. That's dope work.
Matt's mother calling Carrie a clown right in front of him, and he let that fly. Also, it came out in the conversation that Matt and his mom had a meeting about the money and talked about it, and then he never told his wife. You can make an argument that, that's family business, but when you marry someone, they are your family, actually. And I would feel away. They do talk to each other crazy. I think Carrie's fed up with his mama. I think they're fed up with each other, but that's because it's Matt's fault. He's not doing his job. He's not managing the situation. It's his fault. He sometimes lets Carrie go and do the dirty work, the stuff that he don't want to do when it comes to his mom. And then sometimes he pulls back, like he pick a way to be. Because I think he flip flops a little bit, and I thought that was really messed up. And it seemed like I'm like, are you entertained by this? Like, why are you not? I don't know. Like that wasn't cool at all. She's like, you gonna let this clown? I'm like, damn, call your wife a clown right in front of you, and imagine if the tables were turned, reversed, and Carrie let her dad call her man a clown right in front of him, didn't say anything. It'd be a problem. So that's what I thought. And the mama, she's good for TV though. She's funny. She just reminds you of someone so much.
Ooh.
Blue.
Yeah, I'm doing better.
Not that she reminds Blue, but Blue, you're up next.
Y'all are testing me today. It's my first day back. Okay. I'm not gonna say it.
It's true.
Go ahead. Okay.
So I will say this. I hope this is for TV. I hope this is a bit. I hope this is a skit that a scheme that they have conspired behind Carlos's back, and this is not real life. Because there's no way in hell I'm gonna be in a threesome with you and your mama. There's a three-way marriage. You got me effed up. There's a 0%. Let me tell you something real quick about me. If I'm dating you and anybody in your life feels comfortable talking crazy about me, y'all could both go to hell.
I know that's right.
I'm not okay with anybody in your ecosystem because, to Claudia's point, you're setting the standard about how to respect me. If my partner, my man, my person is comfortable having people talk shit about me or talk crazy to me in their presence and they don't feel no kind of way, oh, baby, you ain't got to worry about me no more. You ain't got to worry about... This is why I've been engaged twice and not married. I'm not doing this with y'all. I'd rather get a dog and a rose. So, respectfully, I hope this is all just a bit because I wouldn't even be able to get wet for a man who moves like that.
Okay.
Right? I want somebody who don't play about me, mama included.
I know. You know what's so interesting? I said this before. I knock on wood because I'm I'm right. No.
He said knock on wood.
All right. Look, I never had any issues with my dudes' mothers. If anything, they all thankfully feel like, all right, my child, you picked a good man, Savannah, right?
Yeah.
So my dudes' mothers are always like, they love me. So I don't know what that would feel like, but I'm with you, Blue. I first of all, I won't let my parents talk to my dude any kind of way in the first place. And I don't know if I'm able, because I'm so respectful and I was raised in the Midwest. I was raised by my mom and dad. I don't know a world to where that is okay. But I will say to you, not to spoil the reunion.
Because we never do that.
You said what?
Ooh,
Not to spoil Claudia. I don't want to spoil the reunion and the surprise guest we have. But what I will say is, Blue, it does get addressed, the history of the dynamic. And when I say to you, because I'm gonna be real with you, I also question the validity of the dynamic because I wasn't privy to it, obviously.
It's
because
wild. It's wild.
And I'm not boots on the ground on my shows, right? My producers report back to me what's going on. And I was like, okay, let me just see it. And then when I was hosting the reunion, I found out more of the legacy. This has been going on since they first met. And not to spoil more, because this was brought up on the show anyway, Carrie and Matt been together since like high school days. So that's how, Blue, I did not know that this dynamic between the mothers have been that way since their children started dating.
You hit the jackpot with that one, Lowe's.
Oh yeah, no.
Carrie, more scenes for them next season.
Yeah. Give me 14 more.
Yeah.
We love a show that includes mothers.
Yes, we do.
All right. So Claudia, up next we have hi to I want to get into the scene with Letitia and Glenn when it came to the meeting with the attorney. As you know, Claudia, Letitia wants a post-up based on the fact that now she's making a lot more money. She has her own independence and she is married to Glenn. She feels like the way Glenn has been acting lately, she wants to protect herself. They meet with the lawyer. What were your thoughts on that conversation? And do you agree with Letitia for wanting a post-up from her husband that she also has been with since I think they were like 18, 19?
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely signals trouble in the water. Like, it definitely signals that. I mean, he's not wrong to feel that way. But like, when the tables turn and the other person's up and you're not, you lose a little bit of the control. He had the financial control. She has more control now of her own destiny. I think it's smart business, but I can see why he's hurt. But now she's probably like, okay, now you want to, fight for I do like that he's saying he wants to fight for the marriage, and he does seem like he's sincere about it. Yeah. I get both their stances, actually. I do. Anytime the dynamic changes, whether it's at your own fault or not, you're gonna feel a way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really see when you do wrong. You see the reaction to what you did, right? And then they're wrong. But he's forgetting that he kind of started it, right? With all of the stuff that he was doing, stepping out and messing up and all that. And she's feeling herself now, as she should. She's not the little girl that he got in high school. She's a grown-ass woman now. And she's changing. He's not liking it. Not everyone's going to be happy when you evolve. And I think she's doing the right thing. And I also do think it is, some people say they're never going to break up. I don't know. But I do think that is if it's not just for the storyline, which I don't think it is a huge sign that I'm thinking about separating in the future.
Blue?
I can see that point of view emotionally. I think the way that I look at marriage at this point in my life is I don't want anybody to set themselves on fire to keep me warm. So if you're doing something reasonable to keep yourself feeling safe, and I'm doing something reasonable to keep myself feeling safe, I'm not going to ever take that personally. Even if I wince a little bit, like, "Ooh, okay," I'm not going to take it personally that you want to make sure that you're good if we don't make it. Like, I want you to be, unless I don't want you to be good. Unless I want you to
Mhm.
suffer, unless I'm around to be, because some people only want you happy if you're with them. And if we ever break up, I want you to die and fall into a bus and fall down a cliff. Like, some people don't care about you outside of you being a possession of their. Look at Dustin.
Is that you, Dustin?
Hell yeah. I'm like, Keith Sweat was on the Breakfast Club and he was like, I want everybody did me wrong to do bad. And they was like, who you talking about? He said, anybody. And he was talking about his exes.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, Keith Sweat, go ahead, Sister Blue. You were
But it's
saying?
true though. Some people. Here's the thing though. I would say that for a casual ex, for someone that I watched grow up with me,
Yeah,
whether
that's
it's a
different.
partner or a best friend, there's something different about watching a man become a man. I can say that as somebody who's had a long-term friendships with people from childhood to adulthood. I love the people in my life so much. If I know that we might not make it, I still want you to be good because you were such an influential part of my life. And I think they can say the same thing. And so if my partner says, to Claudia's point, hey, I'm up now, I'm up and it's stuck, I would like to get my money if this don't work out, I would be a little her like, ooh, are you thinking about leaving me? But I also be like, hey, yo, I do want you to be good if we don't work out. I want us to work out. I'm gonna fight for us, but I do want you to be good. And I'm gonna be honest, this is the episode where I really understood his value in her relation. Like, I understood it in a way this episode that I haven't previously. His PR, I don't know if he just, had a good nap, talked to a PR, like whatever he did this episode. Glenn, you have, I'm bought in. I finally get it. Because I was on the fence and Dustin's always being nice and middle American and saying, let's fight for love. I'd be like, let's see first. But like, I'm finally bought into this relationship, even though ironically to Claudia's point, they might be on their way out. I finally get it. I get it now.
Is his mother his beneficiary if anything happens to him?
Yes.
She passed, right? Oh, that was his grandmother.
That was his grandmother who passed. But he gave, yes, Claudia, the way it was outlined, his mother gets
Okay.
stuff, not all of it, but she's on it.
But the lion's share?
He didn't talk about the distribution.
So for that alone. Oh, word? I'm your wife. Of course you leave something for your mother as well. You don't box your mother out, but I don't think she's wrong. I think she's being a good businesswoman.
So Glenn and Letitia got married very young, doing something like, and let's look at the timeline here, right? They got married very young, worked hard, created a family, built a life for themselves. Here comes a television show, right? That is now life-changing when it comes to opportunities for other work for Letitia to do, exposure for her businesses. There's going to be growth there. When you marry somebody young and you go through the normal changes that a person goes through as you age and mature in life and shit, you seek out opportunities to feel independent of that and to feel like you have some sort of value, you know what I'm saying, and self-worth. And so it might look like doing shit like, well, I'm gonna look at this posting up because I'm at this place in my life now and I'm a different person than I was when we first got married. And this is how I'm gonna honor myself in that way. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta play the game with a motherfucker, not a MF, sorry. Sometimes you have to, see things through with your partner, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what it's really about. Letitia has done made great progress for herself. She has seen successes that are noteworthy. And if this makes her feel valid and this makes her feel like she's protecting the fruitage and the fruits of some really hard work that she's put in, let her get the goddamn posting up, especially if y'all don't plan on getting a divorce anyway, which I really don't think they will, especially like even present day. They always showing each other love on Instagram. Glenn be making Letitia take pictures down and shit and repost them with a different pose. Like they still are in lockstep. Yeah, they in lockstep with one another. And so I just think that this is one of the things that they just have to go through that will make her feel some sort of validation in a way that's probably necessary as somebody who got married very young and did not experience the things that happen in life that make you get to know yourself better and learn yourself and shit. Am I making sense? So if I was him, I would just rock with it. Like,
yeah, I agree with all three of you. The thing is this, I've been very honest. I'm not going to tell the whole story because we don't have time. And I told too much of my business in one effing episode. But what I will say is I've been very honest about being in a past relationship where we met very young and then my career became what it is now. And it is, listen, there's no rule book that happens when you are in a relationship with somebody young and you both start out pretty much even, and then one person rises, and what does that mean for the relationship? Because especially as Black people, unfortunately, due to systemic racism, right? We don't have the luxury of understanding wealth in the ways of our white counterparts. Whether it's buying a home or living in your neighborhood and going to the schools and who you hang out with. So these are conversations you're not privy to. And what does happen is you start to hang out with more people as you grow in your career, and you get to understand more about money and assets and posting up and will and testaments and what all those means, or trust and all of that stuff. And I think when it comes to Glenn and Letitia, similar to my situation where we had the conversation, and it's not an easy combo to have. And that's my personal experience. It was not an easy combo to have. It was very difficult. But we had it, and we made a way to where it made sense for the both of us at that time. The thing with Letitia and Glenn, being on TV for somebody who was born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi, is not something that you think is a part of your reality ever. No. So to know that all of a sudden Carlos King knocks on your door and says, "I want to give you a chance," and you're like, "What is this?" And you do it, and it works, because it's one thing to get the gig. It's a whole second thing when it works.
And to keep it.
And right? Like you could get the gig, and unfortunately things don't work. This shit has worked out for Letitia Pearson, and it's working out for her. So she's being introduced to conversations that in her wildest dreams she never thought would be possible. So I think in her defense, she's just like, I'm having new conversations, and I'm understanding new ways of money, and I'm following this path. And I think where Glenn is, in Glenn's defense, when did you tell me that you were having these conversations? I'm with you every day. And when did it become you instead of us?
When she started wearing pantsuits. That's what Glenn should have known. When she started popping them blazers before she went in the room like this.
Not the shoulder pads went to her head.
and I would say that things change when you decide to cheat on me and leave me with $4 in my account to my name.
Well,
that's
and
when
that did happen.
Go ahead, Claudia. You leave me at that. You have no right to complain about anything I do after that. You're lucky I still talk to you, actually, because it's one thing cheating on someone. It's also another thing leaving someone like with nothing and desolate. So if you didn't, once you do that, you should expect me to come hard. She should have done this years ago, actually, when that happened. That's when I would have done it. You show me that. That's scary to know that. Like Blue, you were saying, you care, you want people to be good, and that's and you should. If you ever love someone, right, you shouldn't want them to be desolate. But also, Dustin, I'm with you. If you certain things you do, if you hurt me, then fuck you and your whole family and your whole bloodline. Okay?
But on some player shit, I understand what you were saying before. Yeah. You're right. But you're 100% right. Just as a player alone, you should want your ex, whoever, to be straight and not be bitter and shit off the breakup. You know what I'm saying?
What's that line though, guys? What is the line between the price of staying versus the freedom of leaving? Because I've always felt like there are certain liberties you have when you leave where you can say, well, you should expect I feel away, so I left. But if you felt away and you stayed, there's a price that comes with that as well, though. Like, I understand her wanting to keep herself safe. And though you had the option to leave and you did it, which means if you stayed, you can't beat him with what he did at every turn because you chose to stay. You can't have it both ways.
Those but you also can't pretend like it didn't happen either.
Exactly.
So there is a line.
What's that line of, I want there to be consequences even though I'm staying, but I can't be punitive because I didn't leave.
Change behavior. Line? The line is whatever the action was doesn't happen again. You have other problems, but whatever you did that caused that severe break in our relationship, it can't repeat. Yeah. And I think that will avoid it even being discussed in an exhaustive way. You know what I'm saying? This is just don't do the shit again, and we can make it through whatever else you do. You know,
I don't like when guys will tell you in a relationship, well, you stayed, so I gave you a chance.
That's crazy.
for granted and don't shit in my face with that. This is why, and I will get a lot of heat for my relationship failures or whatever. This is why I have a very strict policy. I've never taken anyone back who's cheated on me or put hands on me. I was with someone in college that did that, and someone when I was older as an adult, and they never saw me again. And was it hard? Yes. Am I this strong superwoman? No. But I seen family members go through domestic violence. It does not get better. They don't really change. They may change temporarily. A mistake. Everyone can make a mistake. A mistake is one time, right? 2, 3, 4 times. That's a pattern. That's who you are. That's your character. And I'm not taking you back. If you made one mistake, that's one thing. But I'm not sticking around. I guess I don't have patience for that.
Yeah, Claudia, but this is the thing. You're brave though, right? You were being brave by knowing I don't have it in me to stay. My issue isn't the men who act a fool and said, but you stayed. That's extreme. My issue is the men who are doing what Dustin says. The men who have improved behavior, but because of what they did before improved behavior, every time you want to do something wild, you bring up the mistake that they haven't repeated.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I have a lot of female friends who will stay, he improves, and she's still being punitive. And I'm like, well, girl, if you're going to be punitive, be like Claudia and leave.
Yeah, you gotta leave.
That's the part.
You want to hear that every single time you leave the house. You're gonna go be with that bitch.
Yeah, and it happens. It's gender neutral. I know men who have forgiven women and done the same thing, where she's paying for mistakes she made 15 years ago that she's never made again.
Yeah.
I also want to make note too. Big difference between domestic violence and cheating and relationship problems, right? So when you're talking about domestic violence, that's a full hard stop. Get the hell out. You know what I'm saying? To me, there is nothing to think about at that point. But I'm speaking about and I think Blue was talking about, right, staying beyond like a mistake or a situation, like a different, a little less severe.
I have to leave. I'm like, Claudia, I'll punish you. So I have to go because now I'm the bad guy. I have to go.
I know my mouth. Yeah. I know my mouth. Yes.
I have to go because now I'm the captain now. Now I suck.
You don't want to stay with me after you cheat on me because I'm going to be annoying. You think I'm annoying here? Cheat on me.
Wait, Claudia, you can't roast yourself. We love you. Stop.
No. I'll do it first. I'll give them the material.
I'm like, how do we get here?
I'm a self-cleaning oven, honey. That's what I do.
Don't ever change. So, but listen, Raindrops, this is actually a really good debate. So, Raindrops, let us know in the comments your thoughts on this. Should Leticia continue with the post-nut, or should her and Glenn come to another agreement that they both agree upon? Or should they both say, look, let's have a clean slate, let's leave each other, and let's see what happens in the future, perhaps, because something has to be said to what's been going on. And yes, at the reunion, we do get into it. And the reunion part 1 does air later this month.
Good.
Anybody pregnant there?
Oh.
You would be the last person to know. Just know that. Okay, Claudia Jordan? Just know that. All right. Raindrops Girl Collective every Friday, 8 o'clock, 7 Central on the Oprah Winfrey Network. All right. So once again, we have Dustin, Blue, and Claudia Jordan, and we are going to get into the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Boy.
Or as I like to call it, Yo Mama.
That's the stuff. You know I don't have impulse control.
So, look. Thank you, Dustin, for breaking the tension that I have in my own room. Listen. This will be the most difficult episode. I will have to recap, but I plan on being honest, like always, of course. But we are going to keep it real, keep it fun. Claudia, why are you fucking my balls?
First of all, can I just adjust my neck?
I'm adjusting your attitude, Claudia.
Turn my face because I never wear a part on the right, so maybe I just turn my face. Why are you feeling guilty about something?
I'm not guilty about nothing. Now look, I said what I said, and
it was a pregnant pause in the conversation.
I didn't say it, y'all. I didn't say it.
A right couch pregnant pause on the upcoming reunion of Atlanta Housewives, allegedly. Okay, so Blue, Claudia, and Dustin, are y'all ready for this episode recap?
Yeah. Oh my mama, I'm
Dustin
ready.
is a
Justin is trolling us.
I know.
We all Aries today, huh? Apparently. Let's have the
All
world
right.
go.
So raindrops, please vote whether you're team Porsha, team Shamea, or team neither. All right. So in this episode, the ladies are in Scotland. And as we all know, Porsha and Phaedra are hosting the trip. The ladies play a game, tug of war. Look, raindrops, I love y'all. I already know what time it is. Y'all don't care about me and Dustin Claudia recapping the tug of war. So I'm going to spare y'all.
Legs in the air.
Recapping that. The ladies play a game. It was actually cute. Okay. Now we're going to get into the ladies sitting down to have lunch after the game. As we all know, in the last episode, Porsha and Kelly made up. So Porsha asked Kelly, how does she feel today? Kelly's going through a very nasty divorce at this time of the taping of the show. It's also revealed to the table that Porsha and Kelly both agreed after apologizing to each other that, there's no beef. It is what it is. We're all good. Shamea found down that moment, and Shamea did say that it felt weird to see Porsha move forward with Kelly and not her. I want to start there because I think about this recap as we get into what happened at the end. I felt that the producers did an amazing job feeding us moments that made sense to where everything went to hell, right? So in that moment, Dustin, I'll start with you. When Shamea found out that Porsha and Kelly apologized to each other and Porsha's engaging with Kelly, and Shamea made that comment how it was weird to see Porsha move forward with Kelly, not her. What are your thoughts on that?
Thought it was childlike, personally. It felt very immature. It felt as all season long, right? Like we've been watching Shamea and Porsha dodge boulders like they're on American fucking Gladiators when it comes to opportunities to have the talk, right? They dodge the boulder. Everything that you think might sway them one way, they dodge it and continue moving forward. So I thought that of all the things that will nudge you into this conversation of all conversations, a little bit of jealousy over your bestie, right? Finding some sort of peace and state of being cordial with Porsha is all it takes to push you overboard. It just seemed like of all the reasons for this conversation to now be started, jealousy over that and then calling your mom about it, it just felt very childlike to me in a way that I wasn't necessarily. I felt bad for Shamea. I guess that's what I mean when I say child. Like it felt like watching a little kid get their feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? And then go back in the room and call their mom about it. So I was just kind of like, damn, Shamea, like suck it up. You know what I'm saying? And keep it moving. Where's your poker face right now? So, and I really wonder how Kelly felt about that, to be honest with you. Like that would have given me a little bit of pause with the fast pace of our friendship. Like, why are you mad? Because we made up. I don't know. That's how I felt.
Blue, I saw you nodding your head. Do you agree with Dustin's assessment? Did it feel like Shamea was acting childish in that moment?
I think it was and here's the thing. I don't have a dog in this race. Like neither Shamea nor Porsha are people that I cape for. When I agree with them, I agree with them. When I don't agree with them, I don't agree with them. So it's not like I have an allegiance either way. Like maybe you might or somebody else might on this bit. So I have no allegiance whatsoever. As somebody with zero allegiance who's just watching it super objectively and doesn't feel like there's somebody I feel bad for, it was the literal visual definition of misery loves company. Literally, I am in a miserable situation with her. You and I have bonded over our miserable situations with her. Now you stopped being miserable and I have no company. You and her have made up and I have no company to be miserable with me. That's objectively true. I'm not going to debate if water is wet. You are literally mad that she's not miserable with Porsha anymore. Quite literally. 1 + 1 will always be 2 in this household, right? And so as a matter of fact, not opinion, you were miserable that she stopped being miserable. There is something, entitled, immature, and enabled in that. That already tells me this is a weed that's grown from a rotten seed a long time ago. Something like that doesn't happen casually, because Shamea is someone who's known for being a good friend and holding space for people. My first thought wasn't that, oh, Shamea's childish and she sucks. It was Shamea's childish in a moment where this is usually her superpower. Being a supportive friend is her entire effing brand. So if someone like me, like I'm a supportive friend, Claudia's supportive friend, Dustin's a very supportive friend. You are like legendary for that in these
Thank
right?
you, friend.
So as somebody who knows how supportive friends work, this doesn't make sense to people like us. Unless the premise has been flawed from the beginning. And the minute I saw that scene, I made it a point to listen very closely to the words that were being said in the blow up. And the words revealed their friendship, in my opinion, as a matter of fact, for right now, the premise was a lie. And we'll get into that later. But that scene was the premise of Porsha and Shamea, to me, it was a lie. I now feel comfortable saying that.
Okay, so Blue is saying to us, she'll get into that once we get to that, but she's holding up the sheet that Carly Red did on Love and Hip Hop and said that it was all a lie. It was all a lie. So Braindrops, make sure we get to that. Lula and Lizzie, thank you too. Claudia Jordan, what are your thoughts on Shamea not? Because again, I took intricate notes because I want to make sure I did not use words that weren't used. So I want to be very careful with my words. Shamea said it felt weird to see that moment. What are your thoughts, Claudia?
I think it will come out later that, like, I just think that Porsha is a much better reality star than Shamea. I think Porsha made a great move by making up with Kelly in front of an audience and making everybody think that it's Shamea. That's the problem, not me. Look at me. Look at I'm even cool with her bestie now. She's icing Shamea out where there's no allies and there's no one left for her to feel like she has an ally. And although Kelly's still gonna be her ally and a friend, I've seen this happen in girl groups before, and it sucks if you're that person that's Shamea. Because the more you complain and say, no, she doesn't really mean that, you guys. She doesn't really want to make up with Kelly. She's being fake. I know her. I've known her the most. You look like a fucking bitch. You look like you're a hater. You look like you won't let it go. You look like you're petty. And who knows what the real truth is. But I'm just saying, as an outsider looking in, I've seen this mean girl shit in groups before where you're like, you know what? I like you a little bit. I hate you a little bit less than the other girls, so I can stomach apologize and I'm making up with you because I don't got real beef with Kelly. Kelly and her Porsha shit was surface. It's easy to make that up. So Shamea's seeing that and she's like, I know her. This is just she's taking everything as it's a hit to her. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I understand in that moment how Shamea feels. Is Shamea right on everything? Hell no. She got her shit with her and she did go low on a few things, 1000%. But she is like someone backed into a corner who feels, damn, before I had 3 friends on the show, then I had 2, then I had 1. Now I'm all alone totally. Now she's going to really pop off. She's going to pop off because she has nothing to lose now. She is alone on an island. No matter what she does, people going to say she's fucked up, she's wrong, she's an asshole. We can't stand her. She's doing it for clout. And I think that was a masterful thing that Porsha did reality show-wise to make up with Kelly in front of the group and make Shamea look crazy. And like she's imagining shit, and look at Porsha over there. You know, she's the bigger person. That's what I think.
Carlos, you seen that super chat, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I missed it. I was listening to Claudia.
Thank you to whoever left that super chat. Thank you, my love. Thank you.
I was so enthralled with what Claudia was saying. I didn't even read.
And I kind of forgot. And please remind me, hey. I kept trying to remember. I'm like, what did Shamea do to Porsha that was so bad? Like, was it a big thing or was it a little thing? Because I forgot.
But Claudia, I have a question about that premise. If someone that you are, because I've been in the Shamea in this situation, which is actually why I'm being hard on her, because I know what it's like to be in that position, and that's not the only way to play it, right? If I am cool with someone and they know that I've been through something with someone, but we're in an ecosystem where even me and the person I'm no longer cool with are still being cordial. Right? Porsha and I are still on the same show together. Kelly and Porsha, we're all on the same show together, right? So it's not like this is somebody who lives down the street who we never see. We already have some sort of working agreement that we have to get along to some degree to do this show together, right? So it's not like, oh my God, I'm isolated from her and you ran off. We're in the same room. If y'all make up, my first thought is, you know what? I'm gonna let this play out so she can see for herself. I'm actually not going to say, oh no, she's being masterful. I'm going to let adults be adults.
There you go.
And not put myself in other people's business and say, hey, this is a great opportunity for me to learn two things. Either Porsha's going to show her ass and she's going to be revealed. And now me and Kelly can bond even deeper about a both seeing that she was revealed. Or she might have actually evolved because I'm not fucking God. And I'm giving her a chance to show if she's evolved or not. My thing is there's a hubris in thinking that you have to be the person to be the town crier in other people's relationships when you're trying to say, because this is the thing, let's be honest. If they're saying you're not letting it go, it's because you're not letting it go. It's hurtful, but it's not inaccurate. You running your mouth about their relationship or you not being able to let them figure it out for themselves is you not letting it go. It's painful, but it's not inaccurate. You are being a busybody. It's not my place. If Dustin is friends right now with somebody that I fell out with, my first thought is, either my friend grew and Dustin is seeing the better part of him that I didn't get, or Dustin's going to see for himself what I saw. Either way, that's not my place.
There you go.
Shamea keeps putting herself in these situations. She's backed in the corner because she put herself in that corner. She could have just let them have their moment and drank her fucking tea.
I also think that, again, Shamea does not come from a life where she's experienced certain types of hardship in like the relationships with people in her life, right? She bravely shared some horrible experiences she had with an ex, but then like outside of that, I don't think she's experienced anything like this before. That's why Porsha was able to stay composed at that table and be like, I'm okay, let her go handle her emotions. And Shamea was in the car breaking down, crying, saying that's my family, and you know, all that other stuff. She was rocked to her core by that. Shamea is not a person who I just think that this is a lot for her, and she's not in a way that she should be shamed for. It's just this is a lot for her to deal with. And I do kind of feel like Shamea is getting a bad rap from everybody. I do feel like she's an easy target for motherfuckers to pick on. I thought it was rich that I may be jumping ahead, but I thought it was rich that K. Michelle said at the table.
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna tap you into that because one thing you did bring up, Dustin, you brought up the fact that Shamea called her mother. So Shamea calls her mother after she saw Porsha and Kelly tell the group that they did make up. She mentions to her mother the accusation that Angela made about her sleeping with George. Then they intercut. Then you saw Pinky and K. Michelle in the kitchen. And Pinky's like, so what's going on between you and K. Michelle? I mean, you and Shamea. And in this moment, you know, Pinky says she feels that Shamea is fighting all of these battles. K. Michelle then says she saw this girl turn into a monster. In that same moment, on the other side, Shamea looked at Kelly supposedly off camera and said, I only have you in this group. So based upon all of that, Dustin, what were your thoughts on K. Michelle saying that she saw Shamea from her purview turn into a monster while Pinky is saying, I'm fighting all of these battles as a way of maybe dealing with this emotionally?
I thought it contradicted what we now know to be true, because apparently K. Michelle has unfollowed Shamea. She's been doing what she does with the kind of vague tweets that allude to her having an issue with someone, and you can kind of determine what it was aimed at. And apparently it's been aimed at Shamea. I just thought it was rich. I think that K. Michelle sat back and watched how they were playing ping pong with Shamea and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it too. That's what I think. I think that K. Michelle doesn't have as much respect for Shamea as she does Porsha, because when Shamea dropped the bombshell at the table in K. Michelle's confessional, she said, ooh, it's about to go down. Porsha don't play about her mama, meaning that she recognizes that's a line that there's a consequence if you cross it with Porsha, but she was willfully having multiple conversations about how Shamea's mama had her titties up and out, quote unquote, at the club and was in her face praying all night and shit. K. Michelle is willing to cross certain lines of disrespect with Shamea that she's unwilling to cross with Porsha, and that looks unbalanced to me in your position as this person who is unafraid of conflict and unafraid to confront, hot button issues amongst the group. I thought it looked fraudulent. And that's the pile on shit that I don't like with Shamea. Say what you want about Angela's conflict with Shamea, but it's been here since the beginning of the season. It's not anything new. To me, it's something totally different to sit back, quiet, might I add, and watch everything that's going on for what, 16? How many episodes deep are we now? 16, 17 episodes, 14, to watch all this time and then shift your positioning on someone who you have claimed to be a friend, who you allowed to rally around you when y'all were in Dallas and you made up that moment with Drew Sidora. I just thought that K. Michelle kind of switched on Shamea, and I didn't like that.
1,000, I so agree with you because, I'm sorry, Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
The way that, listen, and I'm not okay with anyone talking bad about anyone's mama, right? Including Porsha's mother, although, okay. But you can't have two sets of standards where they don't play about Porsha. Porscha play about her mom, but
Shamea mama titties was out.
Shamea's mom is fair game. I don't think that's right. I think this was pissing some people off with this watching this is there is 1,000% a double standard in this group. And if you're in favor of the favorite and the star of the show, then and I see all the people that had beef with Porsha, they made up with her, right? Which I like. I'm glad. But for some reason, Shamea's issues that people have with her is so much worse than everybody else's. They've all done dirt, all of them, whether they're your favorite or they're not your favorite. They've all done things. But choosing to forgive everybody else except Shamea is obvious of a pack mentality against one person. And this is what was happening. I mean, I won't say what's happened to Kenya, but it's not fun when it's 6-on-1, 5-on-1. It's not. It makes for it's painful to watch. It's painful.
Yeah, and I want to add this before we move on to stuff. I hear all of you guys, and in my opinion, I see all of your points of view that I feel personally and professionally, you three very well executed your point of view. So there's things that all three of you guys said that I actually do agree with. I think that's the beauty of reality TV, which is everything's nuanced, right? There's not one right answer. There's not one wrong answer. I think when it comes to the dynamic of Porsha and Shamea, which we'll get into later, I always say this, I leave it to their supporters to battle on social media about it. And the reason why I love coming here is because we do have a conversation where, like Blue said, no one has a dog in this fight. Yes, disclaimer, I'm the closest to Porsha on this panel, obviously. But I'm also cool with Shamea. Shamea is my girl. I make sure to keep things based on the show. Based on this episode, as we get to this moment, I actually think all of this is true. I 1,000% believe that Shamea is battling something she kept inside and she's ready to burst. Okay? She's ready to burst. It's obvious. It's obvious that her and Porsha's friendship, which was delicate already, has reached a milestone where they both are trying to figure out the dynamic based on being on the show together. Okay? That's simple. It's black. It's so blatant that we're trying to figure out how to coexist on this show in a way that makes our producers happy and in a way to make the fans happy, right? Porsha is obviously one of the greatest reality stars in the world. So Porsha understands how to do her job, right? Now, when it comes to the Kelly thing, I will say this. I do believe that the moment Shamea saw Kelly and Porsha make up, I do believe in Shamea's mind, my opinion, the fact that she said off camera, allegedly, because we didn't see it, Kelly, you're the only friend I have in this group. And K. Michelle said she felt offended by that comment. I do believe that Shamea possibly could have saw Porsha making up with Kelly as a way of this is another person that will be on Porsha's side. It is. I do feel like in her mind, that's what she thought. I'm not saying Porsha made up with Kelly for that. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Porsha made up with Kelly to spite Shamea. Porsha, in my opinion, made up with Kelly because Porsha is the star of this fucking show. And Porsha understands how this show works. The reason why I'm saying Porsha is one of the greatest reality stars is because Porsha knows this show cannot survive with me being at odds with everybody. Exactly. So Porsha making up with Kelly was, girl, it ain't that deep. I dissed you. You dissed me. We both got our lick back. It was great for the show. Let's move on for it. But Shamea in that moment, to me, wasn't thinking that. She was thinking, I'm losing somebody else to go with Porsha because you're the only friend that I have.
She's still in the victim mindset. She's still in that victim mindset, yeah.
Also, Porsha made up with, further to your point of Porsha being an incredible reality star, Porsha made up with Kelly because she didn't want that smoke no more. Because Kelly, love her or hate her, Kelly don't give a fuck about nothing Porsha has to say. Exactly. And Kelly will literally go toe-to-toe with Porsha in scene every single time. And she's willing to get in the paint with Porsha. And Porsha knows that Kelly has that capacity. And I think that she knows that that's always there if she ever wants to engage with Kelly in that way to stimulate the show and make it exciting. She knows, she recognizes Kelly as a formidable cast member and opponent. Yes. And so she's like, you know what? Yes. Let's not do that. We ain't gotta always do that. You know what I'm saying?
The K Michelle thing real quick though, because I did want to touch on the K Michelle thing. I've been watching K Michelle and I'm getting a glimpse into who she really is as opposed to the version of her that I had on a pedestal. And that happens, right? Like the more you see people on reality shows, even if there's a certain level of self-producing, the mask slips and you see beneath it sometimes. I'm getting the feeling that K Michelle is more conservative than I previously thought before watching the show. A lot of people are getting that impression, right? Like there's a desire to be wanted by mainstream white country institutions that we wouldn't have thought previously. There is a certain level of, I don't want to say internalized misogyny, but she's a little old school in her thinking, right? Women who are old school in their thinking and are harboring unintentional internalized misogyny, they think like old street niggas. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that word. They think like old street dudes. And the code of a street dude is, I'm going to treat her hoe the way she act. If she moves in a way that's respectable and has boundaries, I'm going to treat her like a princess. If I think she fast and loose, I'm going to treat her like a whore. If you think about K Michelle having a similar mindset, Porsha, who's emotionally regulated, to Carlos's point, thinks the big picture. To Claudia's point, is a pro at knowing when to react and when to hold back. I'm watching you have restraint, be masterful in the space, wield attention, but still know when to pull back. You're emotionally regulated. You're aspirational. I'm going to treat you as such. Shamea easily feels like a victim. Even when she's victimized, she adds tax. She's not making it up. She's been victimized. She just likes to add tax, right? Easily victimized, emotionally deregulated, extra reactive, can barely hold it in, about to burst at the seams. I'm not treating this hoe the way I treat the fancy lady in the mink dress. I think in K Michelle's mind, it isn't a conflict. She thinks she's treating them with whatever respect they've inspired from her. I'm not caping for this. I'm just saying a lot of people move this way. And I don't want to feign confusion. A lot of people, I've had people tell me previously, Blue, you think so-and-so's nice? She's not nice. She just knows she can't be a bitch around you. You know how many people have been told that? That are horrible people that I think are lovely because they fucking know better with me.
Yeah,
so
same.
All four of us on this panel know that there are folks who are nice to us because they fucking know better. I think K Michelle's just doing the same thing with Shamea and Porsha.
Well,
I don't think it's that weird in reality.
I don't want nobody around me that is making decisions like that, basing their choices on how to treat people. You know what I'm saying? Based on some stupid ass shit like that.
That's K Michelle though. That's how K Michelle has been showing as she moves.
Much like her song, Damn. You know what I'm saying? She got a great song on that first album, Rebellious Soul, called Damn. But
I think in the show,
hey, Claudia,
some people are being just real about their emotions and not being reality stars, and some people are being reality stars. And it's very frustrating when you are being 100% hard on your sleeve, not used to this like as much as anybody else, and you're just like, wait, but this doesn't make sense. You look erratic. You look crazy. You look like you tripping. You look like you being a bitch. You look like you clout chasing. You look like all the things when everybody that's in the chat, in the comments, if you were in that situation, you might react like that too. It's so easy for us here, safe, not being with cameras on our faces, being humiliated and embarrassed and in uncomfortable spaces, right? I'm saying if I was on a show with my former best friend or even a really close friend and things change in front of the world to see and everyone's talking about it every week, I'm going to be off my game. I'm not going to be on.
But Porsha warned her about that. But here's the thing.
But warning her doesn't make it.
That's the thing I'm saying is the thing that struck me by the time the credits rolled is that Porsha's a soothsayer. Porsha literally predicted this a decade ago and said, let's not do this because I can already see what's going to happen. You didn't listen and she was right. You're mad at her for being right.
No, I'm with you, Blue, because I did think that. I did think like, and that's exactly what happened. Like you said,
she warned you and you didn't listen to her. You're mad at her for being right.
The show, you was gonna, our friends was gonna be the reason why.
Well, let's hold on to that.
You weren't blindsided. You weren't blindsided. You were warned.
All right, we're gonna get to that. But okay, congratulations. We have 10,000 people in the chat tonight. Okay.
Hey.
Oh shit! I'm gonna stop talking. Thank you for having me. I'm gonna learn from Claudia. I'm gonna start reading the comments.
So look, we're gonna get to that. But please, Lula, Lizzie, remind me to get to the moment of whether or not Shamea proved Porsha's point towards the end. So, because guess what, guys? We're finally going to recap the show in chronological order so that we understand the buildup that happened. So at this point, Pinky is crying to the girls about her business. She's going through a lot of business issues. She mentioned how she had to, she had money, profit. She had to give $20,000 to pay off some things when it comes to the business. And in that moment, she's crying, saying that she's spending so much money. Angela overhears her and says in her confessional that she believes that Pinky's identity lies with her money. Okay. Mm-hmm. Which I will agree with. Being an entrepreneur is very hard, and all four of us are one. It is very hard. The reason why I do enjoy Pinky on the show, the reason why when it wasn't popular to like Pinky audience, all four of us said, no, she's great for the show because she is giving us something different. And I still stand by that. I think Pinky is fantastic for the show. With that being said, I do think Pinky is very one note. Pinky, your whole entire identity is your business, is your EIN number, it's your LLC, is your LegalZoom account number, is your invoice number. I don't know anything about Pinky outside of her business. You are married. I have never seen you be a wife to your husband. I don't know what that looks like. I've never seen you have a family outing that wasn't attached to a business. When I see you with the family, they're promoting Milano's clothing for children, right? Everything you do and have said and have orchestrated on this show and off the show has been about business. And to add more evidence to what Angela Oakley said about your identity being with money, you said, I'm crying over rich people's problems. You're not talking to a class of students at the bankrupt court. You're talking to Porsha, who is arguably the richest Black reality star female on television. You're arguing in front of K. Michelle, who's rich. Shamea is rich. Angela, despite, what she was going through her homes, like Angela has a coin too. Juice Adora has a coin, right? Despite what she's going through. So to hear her say that, I gotta be honest, seeing her cry in this moment, if we want to talk about moments for TV, I felt this was a lifetime made for TV moment directed by Shonda Rhimes, co-produced by Mara Brock Akil, and narrated by Lisa Ray McCoy.
Does she owe you money? Damn.
No, I'm just it's everyone knows that I enjoy Pinky, but let's be clear. You don't cry to say my husband, I have issues because when I come home, I'm so stressed out, I can't even give him sex.
Why do you sound like her though? You sound like her. You even look.
I watch. That's how she. I'm so sad that I can't see my kids play. One thing about being an entrepreneur, and you're talking to Carlos King the First. Mm-hmm. The beautiful thing when I left Housewives, which is why I won't ever go back, and that is no shade. I love the show. Thank you, God, for the opportunity. Thank you, Bravo, Andy Cohen, truly original, and all the people involved. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I won't ever go back to that show because when I was a showrunner as Claudia, that is a 24/7 job. I make more money talking about this show than working on it. So, because I am an entrepreneur.
Look at his face. She said, really raises for everybody.
So for me, the beauty of being an entrepreneur is I clock in when I want to, and I clock out when I want to.
Hey.
So I don't feel no sort of tears on my cheekbone, because when you are an entrepreneur, you can't say, yo, I'm about to go to my daughter's recital. You don't have to flip the processed burgers. You don't have to go there to do anything. So I felt that it was performative. I love Pinky. I think she's great for the show. Pinky, my advice to you, next season, I want to see who you are as a wife, a mother, a friend, because I haven't seen any of those things in these 14 episodes.
To be fair, Pinky went on the show to promote her businesses. We know this. Pinky is a person who,
but no shade, this ain't Shark Tank.
And I'm with you 100%. I just want to be fair because it ain't like we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. Pinky's literal, by the words I'm using, her literal claim to fame is her success, runaway success as an entrepreneur. After several tries, after several different attempts, she got something. And not only did she get a big one, she got a hit, right? Of course, she suffered the woes of business that we've been privy to throughout the headlines we see, but Pinky did the damn thing with Slutty Vegan. And Pinky is a serial entrepreneur. That is her focus. She's always been clear and upfront about that. And so much so that she totally came into this show to use it as a vehicle to accelerate whatever business ideas that she had. Now it has exhausted us as viewers, right? Because it has been incessant. It doesn't stop. It's just like one episode after another. It's a show. So this is that. It's this. And I'm crying out. It is that. And I think that we're worn out. But I don't think it's fair for the viewers to like vilify Pinky for being exactly who the fuck she always been. You know,
but y'all vilify Shamea for being who she is.
Yeah, we talking about Pinky, Carlos.
Oh,
all I'm saying is, in the word,
Shamea ain't even in this. Okay, just say Pinky done got on your nerves with all these businesses, and you don't want to see that shit no more. That's all you got to say, because that's what it is. You tired of Pinky
she's
shit.
Capable though. I have a question. As someone who cares about her and knows her better than I do, do you think it's just strategy, or do you think she's just too scared to be as vulnerable as Carlos and most producers would want her to be?
I think it's the strategy.
I think it's both. I think this is sort of like, listen, as a reality producer, I know for a fact that some of these girls do go on the show with an agenda. They have a whiteboard, they have a manager, a publicist, an assistant who's a family member. They have dance squads.
Wait, my sister's my sister. Don't do that.
I'm telling y'all, listen. The reason why everybody waits for Monday Night Live is because y'all want the truth. I have a fucking reality star a part of the panel. I have a Harvard student a part of the panel who is highly intelligent, and I got Dustin Ross.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna say we got 5 shit Dustin Ross. That should be
breaking. We got some breaking news, you guys.
Another baby.
Porsha just put a tweet out. Did you guys see it?
No.
And everyone's saying it. Okay, want me to read it real quick?
Yeah.
Is it a real tweet?
It's from her account. I'm on her page, Twitter.
Okay.
Wait, 12 minutes ago. Wait, just catching up here in the Bahamas. Yo, I can't believe there are actually people talking about my mother and mentioning my daughter in a negative way. Was this really worth it? Shamea took this way too far. You're not innocent while you got people discussing my mom because of a lie you told on this show. If we're going to discuss it, keep it between us. Now let's discuss you sleeping with your manager who's married to one of your high school friends, as well as a pastor indicator who's 100% on your roster, along with many more. Let's go. So I guess it's blown up now between them. It already was, but now it's like it's gonna get extra ugly now. And that was from her page. I got the notes from the Raindrops, saying, "Oh my God, Porsha just released a statement." So I went and looked, and this is definitely from her page. Just so you know, I'm not making that up. That was the Twitter page. That's for her verified account right there.
From the ground journalism, Claudia motherfucking Jordan.
Yeah.
Well,
what are you talking about?
As a real journalist.
As a journalist, yes, bitch.
Thank
Oh my God, I was slightly aroused, Claudia. That was amazing.
you.
Okay, so we will unpack that. But Claudia, now that you have the floor, what are your thoughts on the season?
I'm so titillated. I love this show. Go ahead. Sorry.
I feel bad for Pinky because like when you like put all your value based on your career, I understand that, and you gotta like sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom to like get out of that and then find your value in other areas. I went through a period of that where I know that people only rocked with me for whatever I was working on or what money I had or the things, the access. And it becomes your personality. And it's a little bit of a masculine trait, some might say. But like it's when you're in it, like when it's good, right? So everybody's like making you feel good about, oh, you a boss, you this, you that. So I get it's like intoxicating. But the negative part is when things aren't good, it feels like your entire life is crashing, even though you still have a fantastic relationship. You have a great man, your family, all those things. You can't even see the good things in your life because you're only focused on, oh, right now business ain't popping. And you kind of forget about all the other things. And it does make her seem like one note. So this probably needed to happen for her to realize, she's going to have to go through this and reevaluate who's around her, and see she's still got that man by her side, having her back and all the good things in her life. And she'll probably come out of this. Hopefully she comes out of this not putting so much on success, because success is it comes and goes. Right? Yeah. You pop for 3 years, you feast, and then there's a famine, and then you can't let your whole personality just go out the door when life ain't like when your money ain't right, because like when you say stuff like first world problems, a lot of people watching your show can't really relate to that. They're like, "Well, girl, bye." You talking about 20,000 this week, this hour you lost. People out here making 40,000 for the whole year. So
that's why her hair fell out.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm just playing.
Dustin, I had an edible.
I'm trying to not get in trouble.
It's my life.
Dustin, oh my God.
I'm just playing. I have
something. Okay, I want to say something more serious. My God, today.
Dustin.
So the intrusive thoughts have won. Okay.
Go ahead, Blue.
Claudia's point. Ooh, actually, I'm so happy you are being who you are, Dustin. I love it. Okay,
for my pride.
Being who you are. I woke up this morning, and okay, I'm gonna be transparent. Even though this is not my most highest paying gig, it is actually one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about different forms of currency today, and I woke up super early and immediately started texting my team, like, "Hey, this is time sensitive. We're having a meeting tomorrow. X, Y, and Z. Payrolls on Wednesday. Get your like." I'm sending all this stuff the minute I wake up, and then at one point it hits me because my store has been closed for a couple of months. I spent $15K last week on inventory, and for a moment I felt very sad. So watching this morning on Peacock, I was like, "Oh, this is a little triggering, friend. Why am I watching this right now?" And I remember walking to the bathroom this morning and thinking, I just spent the last 3 hours doing all this big boss business shit. What would happen if I had a partner right now? He would have had to watch me all morning, the side of my face. I probably wouldn't even said good morning to him. And I was like, I need to slow down if I want to savor this. I'm finally living the life I've always dreamt of. And to Claudia's point, I'm too busy to actually live it. Mm-hmm. And it like broke my heart because I was like, Beyonce back in the day, shout out to the old Destiny's Child fans. She used to say, hey, Carlos, she used to say, hey, when we go to Japan, when we go to Australia, we go to all these countries, you guys don't realize I don't remember any of those countries. I'm going to have to go on vacation and go back. I was there, but I wasn't there. And I realized I can be in a 2-hour Uber and have no idea where we've driven because I've been sending emails the entire time. So that's all to say, I very much am in a phase of my life now where I am actually emulating a Pinky. I'm not going bankrupt, thank God. Knock on everything, including wood. I'm not going bankrupt, and still, even succeeding can be as stressful as failing. They don't tell you that about entrepreneurship. Success and failure are actually both stressful, right? And I was thinking to myself, if somebody asked me to be vulnerable right now, would I be able? Luckily, shout out to therapy, I can. But when I asked Dustin that question, and Dustin said, no, it's strategy. But Carlos said, no, I think it's a little bit of both. A part of me thinks this is an opportunity for Pinky. I think she's going to have to confront herself if she chooses to and say,
yes.
hey, I am on note. Hey, what I'm going through is valid. And maybe I haven't fed the other parts of me that would naturally come out because I'm not feeding them in real life. To Dustin's point, she's consistent. She's not
because she's in competition with her husband. What we have to say the quiet part out loud. One thing that I will agree with Marcel Scott, Love and Marriage Huntsville, shameless plug. And I said one of the things I agree with. Okay. New season this fall. One thing I agree with is I agree that, listen, I think it's cute to be a power couple. I think it sounds good. I think it looks good on paper. I think it looks good when you go to the mayor's ball. I think it looks good when you are traveling and you both in first class and y'all both are able to do it. I think that's wonderful. Congratulations. Happy birthday. But let's have a real conversation. 100. Let me not say too much, child, because I forgot people scroll through my page. One thing I will say, a large majority of the power couples I know, their marriage or their relationship is not great. It's not great. I know for a fact that 95% of married couples who are the presenting power couple, they're in secret competition with each other. When one person's up and the other person's down, baby, that dynamic breeds issues in the relationship. That it absolutely does.
That's heartbreaking.
It 1000% does. We saw it on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm not gonna name names. Watch the season. We just talked about with Letitia and Glenn. Yeah. Letitia was a housewife who started making money, and she has the audacity in Glenn's eyes to ask for a posting up, because your weight up, you know what was good. So the thing is, I do believe that Pinky is going through an emotional situation, but I think Pinky is tapping into the wrong things. And I'm being real, that moment of this is rich people's problems, that wasn't for the girls, that was for you Bravo audience.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It just did not, it didn't land right. It was not, it just didn't land well with the audience.
Contrived. It didn't feel authentic.
100%. And I just think Pinky is just making choices that are not resulting in her being entertaining as she thinks she is. And I think that after editing herself, right, watching the show back, editing herself, hearing what Carlos just said and seeing what the fandom has had to say, I think that Pinky will edit herself a little bit. But I just think that these are rookie mistakes from her. I just think that she has worn everyone's patience thin with bankruptcy talk, business-related issues, this series that we didn't need to know anything about, all of that other stuff. I think she's just exhausted us with that.
The cameos.
All of that.
And,
Montel Jordan.
Montel Jordan. And the Terry Martin. Where are we right now? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
In the beginning, we were like excited when Pinky was like showing her relationship with her husband. And that's when we were like the most intrigued. And she could actually help some of her problem a little bit by opening up more in that area, because that would actually make her more of a more dominant, prominent housewife, thereby increasing her pay, thereby helping her with her financial issues. Like, focus less on the money problems and focus on the relationship. You'll be more relatable, more loved.
And not sex either. She just makes sex jokes about him. I'm getting tired of the Pinky. She only talks about her husband's penis. I'm tired of the sex jokes. Her, K. Michelle, they're all being weird with the sex this season.
When girls try too hard to be sexy and like do too much, it's like it's so like obvious and annoying. Like when they
like me? Do you want me? My provocative? No, sit down.
Like, oh, like yes, think of me in a sexual way. Relax, calm down. It's okay, girl. Like just
all of you and all your husbands. K. Michelle, what are you talking about? You can't even put on makeup to go to dinner. Seriously? But now you want to see everybody's husband? Relax. Sorry.
So we're going down. All right. So the moment that you all have been waiting for, we're going to get into the dinner scene that occurred at the end of this episode.
I'm on timeout. Go ahead.
Okay.
Your juice don't be looking like our juice, Carlos. Damn.
What are you drinking?
Nigga straight from the bottle?
No, so what are you drinking? Because we know Carlos drinking like some coconut kiwi water or some
prune daiquiris and shit.
Tequila, baby. It's a tequila night for me.
I thought about drinking something, but I was like, well, let me not.
But you don't have any beverage at all? We can't.
No, I'm over here thirsty as hell. But you know, they think
there's enough thirst in this segment. Please drink something, please.
All right. So we all have our
coconut water. Hey, excuse me.
Hey, who's she asking? Is there a concierge or a man? What's going on?
None of your business.
Oh, really? But you won't. Okay, girl. Okay.
Okay.
You better leave the seat of the cry.
Okay.
I know she can hear me though. All right.
Coconut water.
So,
well, that was a triple shot, Dustin.
Yes. I'm 6'1".
Flex. That's subtle flex. I'm a broad back 6'1" man.
So
sorry.
That's okay.
No, you're not.
We all got okay. So now we're at the moment that everybody's been waiting for. So they're at the table, and Drew Sidora brings up to Porsha that Dennis says that she asked Dennis if he misses Porsha. Dennis said that Porsha doesn't want him.
Well,
right? And Porsha made a face like, what are you talking about? And the ladies did ask Porsha if Mike was a threat to Dennis. And she mentioned that honestly it's more Sway that he seems to like have a problem with. But she said, look, we could be who we are, and we are amazing, great co-parents. And because of that, listen, she doesn't bring anyone around Pilar that she doesn't think is good for her because she does not play about Pilar. Okay? In that moment, Shamea brings up to Porsha that Dennis and Gerald, Shamea's husband, had a conversation, and that supposedly Porsha said that she was not comfortable with Pilar around Shamea and Gerald, and Shamea said that was hurtful. Porsha said, if someone doesn't like me or has ill will towards me, I am not going to have them at your house, whatever. I want to stop there. I'll start by saying I agree with Porsha in this moment. Okay? If me and my best friend are not cool, sorry, not sorry, our kids aren't going to be cool. And that's how I was raised. Okay? When my mom, rest in heaven, my dad, who's alive, if they fell out with somebody, we were not allowed to play with the kids anymore. My mother was not above it all to say, well, let the kids be kids. No, my mother said, I don't trust this woman who was my friend for y'all to be at her house. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. So I actually agree with Porsha. If I'm not cool with you, my kids ain't gonna be cool with your kids.
100 motherfucking %. This is common damn sense. As many fucking worst neighbor ever, worst, all them documentaries and shit all over Netflix about people stealing kids, beating people's kids up in private, all that other stuff. Why in the hell would I send my most prized possession to a home of someone who is literally my adversary. That doesn't even make sense, especially when it's somebody that I used to be cool with. Those are the people who end up murdering motherfuckers, all that other kind of shit. Like, so Porsha even went a step further and said the only person who I would feel safe leaving my daughter around after things that have happened, but after the things that have happened between us have happened, would be my sister. To me, she made that as plain as she could, and I totally felt where she was coming from. And I think it spoke to the performative nature of some of the things that Shamea can do when it comes to bestie this, friend that, sister this, all that other stuff. Shamea would have found peace, or she would have found comfort in knowing the fact that, okay, even though we're beefed out, she's still willing to play the game and let our kids play together. So let's pretend that we have this friendship that eclipses our feelings at the moment, and we both still want our kids to play. When Porsha's like, no, you've crossed certain lines with me that I don't feel safe leaving my kid over there. And I totally felt where she was coming from with that. Totally.
I debated sharing this, but I do think I love that Dustin made this point. My grandmother, and this is, oh God, this is not me sharing a quick tea. My grandmother passed away, and there was a lot of suspicions about her best friend being involved. Several years later, yeah, it's a whole family thing. Several years later, I'm a kid in Boston. I go to the house of a family back from the part of Haiti that my family's from. We're hanging out, and a woman walks in and says, I look exactly like my mama. I look like my people. She's like, aren't you related to so-and-so, to Lusma? I said, yeah. I went home that day sick. There was something in the food. I had to go to the hospital and have my stomach pumped. It was like a whole thing. I'm being so serious. And when my mother found out who was in the house, she started screaming because she was like, you know, they don't fuck with our family. You know exactly what the hell. It was like a whole scandal in my family. But I was the kid. I was the Pilar in the situation, right? And so I say that to say, for me, I don't know if it's a Black American thing, a Black thing in general across the diaspora, we're always funny about who all's going to be there when the kids are going someplace, because you understand that the checks and balances I have in my home might not be the checks and balances that you have in your home. There's a story on the news right now, so let's not be tone deaf. A story on the news right now about a young man who went out with the wrong group of friends. See? And now his family is mourning, right? And so I think there's a certain, and I agree with Dustin, there's a certain manipulation. Because I'm going to say this honestly, I always have sympathy for Shamea because I think she's a good person.
I do too, Blue.
Who's low functioning and has bad coping skills, and her bad coping skills are being mistaken for malice. So I think Shamea's sin is that she's immature and doesn't have any emotional regulation. Shamea, call me, baby. I won't even tell nobody. So she just needs a coach and a therapist, right? So I don't think she's a bad person.
That's exactly how I feel about her, but go ahead.
You don't have to be a bad person to be manipulative. And feigning confusion as a Black woman married to a Kenyan man about why someone who doesn't F with you doesn't want their kids over feels fraudulent to me. That's nothing to be confused about.
Claudia?
Although I have not one drop of me believes that Shamea would ever do anything Pilar or anyone. I do not think she has any malice. I do not think she's gonna. I think her beef with Porsha is Porsha. I do not think that Shamea for 1 second would harm that child, do anything wrong to that child. Yep. I do agree with not having my kids or at someone's house that I don't deal with. You are right about that. But I do not think that Shamea is in any way, shape, or form a threat.
No,
but
not at all.
Porsha as a mom saying, hey man, we ain't cool, then our kids ain't gonna be cool. And might I make an argument, if the mamas would have had the same attitude, we wouldn't be here where we are today.
That part.
Now that's okay. When you cook, you cook. All right. So moving into the next moment at the table. This is so much going on. Okay.
The chat is moving so fast. People are so. Is there like 10,000 people tonight?
My moderator said she can't even put up comments because
she quit, child. She went home. She said,
I think there's 10,000 people in the watching us.
No, we have over 10,000 people live, and thank you all the raindrops, and I'll read your super chats after this. So Porsha, as Dustin said, that's when Porsha did say the only person I would do this for is my sisters. Then Shamea said, well, you said we were like sisters. there's a difference between a blood sister and we're like, so, but I don't think, listen, I think all of us
fell out
agree.
years ago.
Shamea would never hurt that baby. She would never hurt Porsha's
No.
baby.
No, I think we all agree with that, but we also
Yes,
all agree with
Going too
just
far
because
now. Like,
Porsha
come on.
said we're like sisters, it doesn't mean that she sees you as her blood sister, right? So I think we all can agree with that. Porsha then said there were things said last year where she thought they were friends up until that point. The producers flashed back to Angela telling Porsha, Shamea talks about her and feels there's something going on in their friendship. They also flash back to the moment where Shamea is saying to Porsha, she wishes they had the friendship on camera that they do off camera. And Porsha allegedly said they would have to pay me more money for that to happen. Within that moment is when Shamea revealed YouTube. Don't. When she revealed the first drop, right? Mm-hmm. She said, Porsha said to Shamea allegedly that she did not want her to be part of this friend group, i.e. the show, and said, you sing, you act, you dance, you do the Hawks. I don't want you on Housewives, okay? The biggest thing that has happened that we talked about all last season was whether or not Porsha wanted her best friend to be on the show. When I interviewed Porsha, I asked her that question specifically. She said, with all due respect, I won't ever speak on her again because she did something so egregious, right? So she said that.
That's perfect.
I did ask Shamea, because I'm a fair journalist. Hey, Claudia. Hey, Porsha. As a fair journalist, I did ask Shamea. Shamea pretty much said the same thing to me that she said here.
Excellent.
I want us to have a conversation about this before we get into what they said. The biggest thing that I do think happened, besides Claudia clocking it with, if y'all mothers had that same energy of we ain't fucking with each other, so our kids want, then perhaps y'all won't be in the situation. Although Shamea did say on my podcast that her and Porsha had years of not speaking to each other, but they reunited around Porsha divorcing Cordell. That's what Shamea said.
They reunited right when she got big on the show, huh? Go ahead.
I want to unpack that in a minute.
Okay.
I want to have a conversation about this. And I'll start because I don't have a problem with how people will take this coming from me. I have a best friend where we've been best friends since we were 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
His birthday was last Saturday. His name is Gregory Dean. Hey, Gregory Dean.
Happy birthday, Greg.
Happy birthday. He's a Cancer.
Dean.
We've been friends for over 30 years. I want to be very clear with this. I'm not talking about my career now, doing what I'm doing. I'm talking about being on a reality show because we got to be very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Porsha is on a reality show called The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where that show, like the other reality shows and franchises, are reading each other, secrets get revealed, and all those things. I'm going to make it very clear and plain. Porsha is on a reality show where she has seen Nene and Cynthia fall out and expose each other. She has seen Candy and Phaedra fall out, expose each other, okay? She has seen this. I'm telling you right now, if I was on a reality show and my best friend said, I want to join, I would tell him, I don't want you to be on the show.
Same.
And the thing is this, Porsha has every right to say how she feels. I personally feel that if she did say that, there's nothing wrong with it, because if I'm seeing how this show, not the producer's fault, there is something about the way these shows work. The difference between those girls is they met on the show, except Candy and Phaedra. But Candy and Phaedra became closer because of the show. And I don't know if y'all know that. Candy and Phaedra before Housewives, they weren't friends. They were friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Sense. They became close because of the show. I don't think there's anything wrong if Porsha does not want Shamea on the show, because I would not want my best friend on a reality show knowing what could happen. So I want to pose the question to the panel. Would you want your best friend to be on a reality show with you that you have known since you were teens and y'all know secrets about each other? I want to start with Claudia because Claudia, you are a reality star and you and Annie been best friends for years. I don't know how long y'all been best friends. Would you want your best friend who knows your secrets to be on a reality show with you where you don't have producer credit, it's housewives, and you know what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I have faith and trust in the people that I choose to have as friends. There's no world where I'll think that us going on a reality show is going to destroy our friendship. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of friends are you? Are you surface friends? Are you kicking it friends? Are you hanging out friends? Are you the kind of friends that I'm mad at you over here telling all my business when I haven't told yours? I actually want to work with people that I'm cool with. Now, I do need a couple people on the show to not be my best friend, so we can beef with them, but not each other. I think a lot of the energy between Porsha and Shamea is based on Porsha not feeling a way about her friend who has all the things that most people would want: the marriage, the money, the wealth, all that stuff. That who doesn't want that? Now on top of that, you got the one thing that I had over you. I mean, for certain people, it ain't gonna feel fun. It ain't gonna feel, and not everybody wants to share that. And why wouldn't you want your best friend on the show? I would think that'd be my best ally to have my back. That's my opinion. I mean, I've pitched shows with some of my closest friends, and I'm excited to share that with them. But I also have friends for 30 years.
But I want to ask you this, because you obviously were on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So based on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, would you still feel that way?
I mean, I was on there. Kenya wasn't a best friend, but
right.
Yeah, I feel the same way because it goes the way you choose to let it go. You don't. Your whole life isn't just what's on camera. You have sidebar conversations. Hey, girl, let's not go there. Blah 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 blah. You have your conversations to the off camera where you're talking. You know what boundaries to not cross, like on the show. You know what I mean? Like, we choose to not hurt each other, right?
Yep.
And to try to do our best. Maybe sometimes there are a couple things that get said where it's like, ouch, but we choose to not go there. You can choose to not go there. You have a choice. I am willing to go there and blow up everything for the sake of a show or a scene, or I'm not. And no matter what you try to tell me, producer, I'm not doing it. You don't have to, you don't have to do it. You don't. They could have chose to say, look, no matter what, me and Omarosa had a pact, but we weren't best friends. Let's not try to do anything, drag each other until try to get us to the top 4. You can have these conversations. But what happens is, I think when Shamea got on the show, she got a lot of attention. I don't think Porsha expected that. Now, it did fizzle out, and it went back to default settings where Porsha went back to being, the star. But for a minute, remember, it was a minute he was like, hold on now. Shamea, you don't think that girl saw that and felt that and made her feel away? Even the most secure person is not going to like that. This is your shit. This is your shit. Here comes someone else that never had interest. Now you in my shit. And now people are kind of seeming like they liking you more than me. Of course, it's going to cause problems if you ain't secure or you're not having those conversations. I get it. I get why Porsha feel that way. I'm not even dragging her for that. I get it. It's unfortunate though. Like it's unfortunate they couldn't say, look, no matter what, we're not crossing these lines. But their beef ain't about lines being crossed on the show. Their beef to me originated because Porsha did not like her friend being on the same level as her, because that's always something she was always going to have over Shamea. God damn, you got the husband, the money, the long marriage, family, like you got all that. And on top of that, you're in my area too. I understand how that would feel. I get it. I get how she would feel away. I'm not even blaming her.
Yeah, I'm a little different when it comes to shit like this. I don't think there's no place or no space for like jealousy and envy and resentment of that sort in like a friendship. I just don't. I don't play them games with my friends. I don't be getting into it with my friends and shit. If we have something we need to discuss, I'm very clear about my intention of not wanting our friendship to go to the wayside. over whatever it is. Like, I just think that there's always an option outside of egregious wrongdoing, right? I think there's always an option for you to exercise some patience, some wisdom, and move with a view towards sustaining your friendship. And I think that will kind of protect you in an environment where your friendship is at risk, like shooting a reality show. There's no way I would be on a reality show and have access to certain opportunity and life-changing opportunities and shit, and they show interest in one of my best friends and I try to block them from having that. I just wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I would want you to benefit from this situation positively, even if it meant me working a little bit harder at managing my emotions to make sure that it went right. That's a price I'm willing to pay because I love my friends for real. So like, if it means I have to be a little bit more patient, I'm willing to do that. But that does not negate the point that you just made, Carlos. It has nothing to do with you not wanting your best friend to have opportunity or have success or have, make that sort of progress. You don't want to risk fracturing this lifelong bond, this 30+ year bond with that person. So you're not saying you don't want them on the show from a place of jealousy or envy or wanting to retain this unique experience for yourself. You don't want to risk your friendship. At least that's what I'm perceiving.
No, and that is, and I'll make it clear in blue. I want you to close it out for us. I will say this, and what is happening today? I'm being very vulnerable to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know, listen, I have no regrets in my life because everything's a lesson. If I had to live my life all over again with my career, I won't ever work with a friend.
Really?
No. And I want to be clear, because the thing, again, we're talking about nuance. I consider you three my friends, and we work together. But this is very...
How many of us have them?
Yeah. So, but again, this is a very nuanced conversation, which is why I wanted to stick to like the reality show.
Mm-hmm.
I was with one of my best friends this weekend, and he and I were both, we just had a moment of reflection. Like when we first met, we were in our 20s, and he was like, "What you want to do, bitch?" And I'm like, "I want to have my own talk show." And he was like, "Okay." And then he told me his dreams, and I'm like, "You want to do that?" He's like, "Yeah." Just this past weekend, we were laughing because we both said we're both doing exactly what we wanted to do. Like we literally just sat there, and we never, because we don't talk about like that, but we had a sweet moment. Like, look at us! Like we both are doing everything we said we would do 20 years later. So I'm with you. I love to see my friends win. I think the difference is, just like they said, working with kids and animals on TV or working with your wife or your husband. I'm here to say, I know for a fact, working with friends in a capacity where one person is the boss and y'all have, I'm gonna be specific again, y'all have a 20-year friendship. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. It didn't work for me. Now listen, there's exceptions to every rule.
Right.
From my experience, unless somebody can say you're the boss and I bow down to you being the boss and I know how to separate it, I'm telling you right now, it sounds good. I'm telling you, it don't feel good.
But I think you should be able to do that as a friend. This is your show that we working on right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear. This is your show.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not something that I have to swallow down or try to make myself be able to take. No, I'm happy that this is your show, and I'm grateful to be participating on your show.
Mm-hmm.
I like that this is your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm happy you popping like that. I just think that it depends. I think that there has to be a complete absence of any funny shit in the friendship for it to work. And I think that is the unique circumstance you're referring to.
But I do think all of our defenses, the four of us did not grow up together.
True. That's very true too. And that is relevant. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Blue.
No, I just want to make my point. I just want to make sure before I lose it.
No, Blue.
I have ADHD, so I'm going to lose it.
Take the time you need, Blue.
So 2 things. First thing is I only work with my friends currently. Everybody who works with me. And I even, whenever they work with me, the first speech I give is, even though I'm the one who's cutting the checks, you don't work for me, you work with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really good at being an employer to friends and keeping them safe and having zero ego, even as the leader. I don't have any friends who can get that back to me without fucking up. So I want to say respectfully, let's all be mindful not to virtue signal just because people have different boundaries, because those boundaries don't mean I'm insecure. Those boundaries don't mean that I don't want them to have blessings. It means I have discernment about who's able and who's not. Not all your fucking friends are able.
That's
Can we
true.
be honest?
That's
Not
very
every-
true.
I have a friend who I had for 25 years. Whenever I worked for him, it was easy. Whenever he worked for me, it was problems. I recognized, oh, I have no ego working for you, but you have an ego working for me. Loved him for 25 fucking years. So let's be easy on acting as if not working with friends means you're insecure, you want to be superior. We're creating really victimized mindsets that are basically demonizing people's boundaries. And that is part of Shamea's problem, right? Because you have to be in a space where somebody can set a boundary with you, and you don't have to make a fairy tale about how they suck just because you can't take no.
Yep.
And so what I'm going to say about the conversation that I feel very passionate about as an EQ coach, more than somebody who employs my friends. If someone says to you, and they're being honest, hey, friend, I know you want to work with me. Listen to this through not the lens of demonizing anybody, but just being objective. Hey, friend, I think you're talented, you're beautiful, you're funny, you're smart, you have a great personality, you can sing, you can act, you can dance. You are a literal star. You have all these things going for you. You and I fell out because of what was happening with our mothers. We just got back together as friends at a moment where I'm going through a divorce. I'm at a moment now where I've lost everything. I need something to be mine. You see how there's no insecurity in that? It's actually a reasonable fucking boundary, right? I need something to be mine. And I know because you're a star, I need an ally. You're not an ally. You're another star. I actually need an ally right now. And so I tell you as my friend, do you know how much courage it takes while you're going through a divorce and public embarrassment and found on Twitter that you were getting left to have a friend come back and she's offered the show and you got to admit to her that you ain't got it to give? Do you know how much courage it takes to be that honest? Love it or loathe it, it's honest, right? I need something to be about me right now. I need this to be about me. And because you're a star, I don't think you're built to be an ally. I need an ally, but you're too big to be an ally. I tell you that to your face. In that moment, you have three options. This is me stepping into my coaching back for a second. It's not even about the reality show. Your first option is to admit that you don't like it. And we have an uncomfortable conversation about what that means. Admit that I set a reasonable boundary and you don't like it. That's the first option, right? I was honest and you're honest back. The second option is to fawn, which is a form of covert manipulation, to pretend you're cool with it while feeling a way about it the entire fucking time. Now, the seed of resentment has been planted. I'm thinking I warned you and we're good. Whole time you feel a way, but are pretending to be a part of the program. Right? That's the seed of lie that creates resentment, even when you're a good person. Because if you lie to yourself, and then you lied to me, the entire premise of the next 11 years of me thinking, I only want you as an ally, and you agreeing, hoping I'll change my mind, not knowing I meant that shit. It means over years, your resentment starts to grow like a weed because you lied to yourself and then you lied to me. But now you convinced yourself, you've made up a story. Well, a good friend would want me to have this. Your friend told you she didn't have it to give, though. Well, a good friend, you start making up all these fairy tales, forgetting she told you she didn't have it from the very beginning of this fucking relationship. And now you lying to yourself and me meaning what the fuck I said has now turned me into a demon in your eyes. You think I'm a selfish, entitled monster when whole time I know who I was at the beginning and I didn't lie to you.
Only problem with that. Only
Are y'all breaking up?
Okay, let's hold for a sec. I'm hearing some feedback. Lula, I did hear some feedback. I got a text from Lula. Hold on. Okay, so go ahead, Dustin.
Yeah, damn, what the fuck was I? Oh, the only problem I have with that is not problem I have with that. Only caveat, not even fuck it. Only thing is, if you were clear about your feelings, right? If you allow, and Blue, this is where you can help me with this, right? If you allow the other person then to operate and function, and you know that they are having a different expectation or whatever, and you just are resting on the fact that, well, I kept real in the beginning, so I'm gonna go ahead and reap these benefits of being around you and engaging you or whatever, even though I know that in your mind, this is moving towards something else or evolving our relationship, right? But when you call me out about it and call me a manipulator, I can now say, I told you in the beginning what was up. So you're wrong for vilifying me. Help me with that piece, boo.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you with that, because here's the thing that we don't talk about enough. You don't always immediately know somebody's lying for themselves. We'll have a friend who say, I've changed, and you're excited, and then you realize, oh no, they're relapsing. They've already gotten you to engage. The water is at your hip now. You're wet, right? And here's where the thing that Shamea does, that I think that's why Porsha, honestly, I'm not caving for Porsha. I think Porsha, sometimes when we think she's being sneaky, she's actually showing grace and pity. I think there are moments where over the years, we've seen this, and Carlos and Dustin, I know you're historians, we've seen moments of Porsha going, ooh, and kind of pulling away, right? I think over the years, she started to realize the thing that I was worried about, the thing that I was worried was in you that would create this, I'm seeing it now. She even said it in this episode. She said, there's a look in her eyes. And I know that look when I see it. And it's a look of resentment and negativity and whatever else, right? And so what I'm saying is, sometimes when your friends lie to themselves and you believe them, and then you realize that they can't carry on the agreement, you start moving differently because we're already in it now. You're on the show now. I can't fire you. And I think a lot of the times when we've seen Porsha pull away from Shamea, I'm not saying she's without fault. I'm not saying she's not manipulative. To y'all's point, she's a great reality star, right? But if I've agreed to something and you're not keeping up your hold of the bargain, but I know we need the show to be cute, I'm gonna be cordial. I'm gonna do what I've been doing all season. If they mention your name, I'm gonna go to the store and buy me some milk. If they bring up something nasty, I'm going to leave, because I've now recognized I can't trust you because you breached our agreement, but I respect the ecosystem of the franchise that we're both beholden to. And because I'm the lead and the big face in the middle, when you look at the avatar on Peacock, I know I got to keep this going, whether you lied to me or not. So, Ho, I'll keep it cute as long as you stay over there and I stay over here. I'm not saying I'm taking for it. I'm saying that if Shamea had told the truth from the beginning, that she had the expectation that, to Claudia's point and your point, that, oh, you're going to be generous or whatever, they could have had that honest argument at the beginning. You lied and played along. And I'm going to be clear with y'all. Let's put race into it for a second. If I have a white friend who tells me they love me, and I say, hey, white friend, I don't have any white friends. I feel nervous about having friends. I'm from Boston. Are you going to be a white friend who co-ops and wants to come to the cookout and all the stuff, or can you be an ally? Can you be an ally? And you swear to God that you can be an ally, which means you're not centered. You're to the left of me or the right of me, right? Allies never center themselves. And then one day, 10 years down the road, you say, I've been such a good ally. Can I say the N-word now? Can I wear cornrows now? Can I come to the cookout now? And you said no, because that would be centering you. Remember, the entire premise was that you were an ally to the side. And she's like, well, I think it's unfair that we've been friends this long and I can't call you the N-word. We understand when it's race that this is bullshit.
Claudia, your last thoughts before I move on? You want to add anything?
That's a reality show, y'all. It shouldn't be this deep.
They have real friends. They're real friends, though.
I think it's deep because, listen, the thing is this. Is the reason why when Kelly Rowland wrote and released and made a video for Dirty Laundry, okay, where she was open and honest about saying the quiet part out loud, right? We all assumed, thought about, wondered, right? When she said, it was hard to see my sister Beyonce on stage killing it, and I'm not. It's when she talked about her insecurities, I think this. I don't want to, this is me and Claudia, right? I don't want to reduce it to just reality show, but I do think this. I think, listen, what we also aren't saying that I do want us to feel comfortable talking about is the delicate relationships between Black female friends. And listen, that's a whole other conversation that we'll have later. Right. And listen, and the only reason, let's be real. The reason why I said about I have a best friend where we're both in the same industry, but we both did this.
Yeah.
Is because we both were able to, Blue's point, when he asked me, what do you want to do? And I asked him the same question, and we both knew it was this. We were honest. If he would have came to me now and see me popping on my podcast and said, yo, I want a podcast, I would say, okay, I'll help you. If he said, no, I'll make it easy for your boy. Have me join Blue, Claudia, and Dustin. I'll say, What are you talking about? You never wanted to do this. And I do think there's something to be said about
It's honest and ugly.
Listen, maybe because I'm a man, and that's why I love the fact that I got 2 Black women here. I think for me, I don't understand why it's not okay to feel this is my thing, and I don't want
it's valid.
my thing.
It is, as long as you're honest about that. No, and it's okay for a person to be honest about that.
It doesn't make you insecure. It just means you have boundaries.
Yes,
insecure.
That's it.
Claudia, anything before I move on? All right.
I mean, the babying is just, it just irritates me. And when I speak up against it, I'm a hater. It's too much, you guys. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and say, I have a boundary and I don't want you on the show. But then also at the same time, Andy, didn't I say I want her on the show? Which one is it? You cannot.
I agree with you. I agree.
Fuck, and it's the baby.
I think she's been shamed into having to make this lie and backtrack, and she didn't have to lie.
You don't want to do. Like, it's too much. It's like people are being blinded, and it's so frustrating, you guys. It's so frustrating to sit and hear this. That is her friend. I guess I come from a different school of thought. I have friends of 20 years where I will gladly share an opportunity with them. And I know I'm not everybody. And some people, I need to have my own thing. Without the person you love the most, you don't want them to be there with you. I do. So I think differently. I will never be in a place where I will recommend all 3 of you for something that I'm up for and not feel away if y'all get it, because I love you guys. And I will, if I can't have it, I want y'all to have it. To sit here and say, her being here fucks with my nervous system and fucks me up. What? You wouldn't have that girl's friend if that's the case. Y'all were never really friends, and your mothers should have never let y'all be friends after they had beef, because we would not be here. And I just don't operate like that. I have friends. I have friends, and I know it ain't about me, but I have friends that want to do the same. I have friends that are actors and TV hosts, and I had to watch them get things that I didn't get, and it may hurt at the moment, but I love that for my friend. Do you have
friends that can say no and you respect it without you thinking it's a character flaw that they simply don't feel like sharing?
What did you say?
Do you have friends? Here's my thing. I don't want a friend who's always generous. I want a friend who can also say an honest no and not have to pander to my insecurities.
To me, that's a problem that my friend is saying no to me being put on something that you're on because it makes you feel a way. Why should my presence make you feel a way on a show that you're I'm not gonna take the stardom from you. I'm never gonna take the stardom. Porsha will always have the charisma, the beauty, the charm, the body. She'll always have that. And Shamea being there does not take away from Porsha's stardom.
Autonomy means that I can say no, and it doesn't mean here's the thing too. Again, let's be honest. Not all friends are the same frequency of energy. There are friends that you can lay next to and not say shit. Don't even have to put on clean drawers. Just lay next to, and it's easy. There are other friends that you love just as much, and they take some kind of inconvenience and energy. If I don't have it to give, and I am honest that I don't have it to give,
well, what are you giving? What are you giving?
Let me just land the plane. If I don't have it to give, whatever it is energetically, right? Whatever that currency is, if you ask me for something and I don't have it to give, and I honestly tell you that I don't have it to give, and you think I'm immature and insecure and not a good friend because I'm telling you the truth that I don't have it to give, there's an entitlement in that I can't sit with, because now you're making my stuff about you. People who can't hear no and still love you are not safe to me.
She didn't get on the show by herself. And if Porsha did not
as an ally, the premise matters. You said you coming as my ally, knowing what my boundary is and pretending you're okay with it, and whole time wanting to hold the peach is very different than you saying, actually, nah, sis, I'm sorry. I actually want to get put on. Do you want to do rock, paper, scissors? We're going to have to figure this out. If anything, I would respect you more if you were kept in the stack.
Her boundary is...
That's it right there. That's the point right there. Keeping it a stack from the beginning.
That's always my point. If Shamea was honest and had this ugly conversation at the beginning, we wouldn't be here now.
I don't agree.
I think you can be friends that do the same thing and not have overlap in a way that is detrimental to your friendship. Yeah. I could go further, but I ain't even got to.
I love and respect a good no, because it means you respect me.
So hey,
and I don't think, let me clear this up, and I do not think that Porsha is jealous of Shamea. I think Porsha has her thing that is fantastic. She has her life. I'm just saying, when you have friends like, okay, say I excel over here and you excel over there. Now you're also except over here on my shit. I get why Porsha would feel away. I'm saying that, I understand that, but damn, it bothers you that much to share this with your friend.
But I think okay, because I have to move on to the main part. But I will say one thing Claudia did say that I do think may have fallen on deaf ears, right? Because we're talking about hypothetical, and what Claudia has said is Porsha has said, to Claudia's point, Andy, didn't I want her on the show, right? Yes. So again, I'll speak for myself. My argument was more so if she did say that, I'm not mad at it, but I agree with you. I wanted to ask Porsha directly, and she chose to not answer my question. So I guess it's one of those things we will never know unless the reunion happens. But I do think, to Claudia's point, Porsha did tell Andy, I did want her on the show. Shamea's saying, no, you didn't. And I think what we're all saying is, hypothetically, if Porsha did not want you on the show, these are the reasons why.
But she said she wanted her.
She said that you wanted me as a sidekick, an ally, whatever the term. Carlos, you wrote the notes.
A friend, yeah.
Being on the show and your capacity on the show are not the same thing. I think we're assuming a conflict that might not be there, because wanting you on the show as a friend of is different than wanting you as my co-host. Those are two different roles.
Yeah.
Well, the conflict is definitely there.
Yeah, the conflict is about the perception about the placement on the show, not her being on the show. As a friend of, as an ally, that's very different than you being my co-host. We talked about that ad nauseum. Shamea has been wanting to get that peach for all these years. It's a running joke. Why are we pretending that capacity is not a nuance in here?
I'm a person who lives at the intersection of this conversation, right? Because while I would absolutely leave the door open for anybody I love that is qualified and ready for the opportunity, right?
Same.
I also concurrently at the same time would not be offended by offering myself available for an opportunity and one of my friends who had access to it telling me no for a relevant reason. For whatever reason, if you have an option to answer a question yes or no to me, you have that option, and I respect it, and I will move on. I don't think everybody's like that.
Yeah. And for the record, I tell my friends no who do ask to be a part of this panel.
Yeah.
So I tell my friends no all the time, and honestly too, I'm gonna say this too. Sometimes when somebody doesn't have an opportunity for you, it's not that. It's discernment. I think the one thing that we're leaving out is discernment sometimes says no, not somebody's heart.
But
okay.
Also, stop asking too. Stop asking. Stop
Guys,
asking your friends and putting them in a fucked up position too, just because you know somebody that's got access. Your ass ain't even ready 9 times out of 10.
And Porsha didn't say no. She said, "No, I wouldn't love it, but okay." But Andy, didn't I tell her yes?
All right.
I hate this.
No, Claudia. I made sure your point got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I want to move on to the moment that ended this friendship, and I'm gonna go on record saying they will never be friends again. If anything, they'll be surface cordial, the whole 9 yards. They will never be friends. Shamea says in Savannah, okay, that Porsha said she never wants their mother's issues to affect their friendship. Then said Porsha went on her public platform to say that what Shamea's mom did was something egregious to her mom. Shamea said, when in fact, your mom did something to my mom, and this was years prior. Porsha said, I don't know about our mom's friendship like that. Shamea says you knew enough about their friendship to say that my mom bought your mom's daycare. Porsha said everyone knows that is not a secret. Then Shamea says everybody doesn't know that your mom tried to sleep with my dad. Porsha then says you and your mother are low down dirty snakes. Porsha said if my mama did something like that, it's on my mama, and it's not true. Porsha said, you know what? I knew that you would come up with this because I did tell my mom this, and my mom said she was surprised to hear that because Shamea's mom slept with Shamea's father's brother. Shamea then asked which brother. Porsha said she doesn't know, and the whole table fell out. I want to start with you, Claudia. What do you have to say about that moment?
Those aren't real friends. Real friends, mad day, it's all coming out. Again, the mother thing, at first it seemed like they were trying to keep it somewhat. Who do you think was wrong first, though, with the mother thing? Bring up the mom. Who violated first? Who do y'all think?
Porsha.
Right. Because Shamea, remember, Shamea had a failed reunion last year, right? She kind of got read down. We were like, damn, man, wake it up. She didn't really come with it like we thought. And she said, I'm not going to say that. She was trying to hold back. And so Porsha said the thing first, right? Now, it's so damn ugly now. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. At this point, the mothers need to be on the show. Like it's so much bigger than these two. Porsha did go left first with the mom thing, and now it's just back and forth, and now they just gotta just out gutter each other. I don't know, Carlos. I kind of forgot.
Yeah, no, I think this, and Dustin, I'm gonna tap you in next.
Okay.
Listen, this was extremely hard to watch. I obviously have been privy to a lot of things that happens off camera. And one thing I always told myself when I started the podcast and Monday Night Live started, that I will always keep things to the show. Yeah. Because I don't think it's fair that people aren't here to defend themselves on the stuff that I may know or be privy to, right? I know for a fact that Porsha and Shamea, there was love there. And that's why I did say to the both of them, to their faces in the interview, that seeing y'all friendship breaks my heart. Yeah. And it was nasty. It was nasty. I will say this. I'm not picking a side here because it's bigger than all of us. And because I know them both personally, I'm not going to pick a side. Mm-hmm. What I will say, though, being fair and basing this on the show, I do believe that Shamea went in to that dinner determined to reveal what Porsha's mom allegedly did. Oh. And the reason why I say that is because from what I've been watching and what I saw prior to Shamea revealing it, Shamea was ready to say it. And she wanted to say it, and she wanted that to come out. And for that, I will say Shamea was wrong for bringing up that part.
Why?
Right? I feel like this. If me and Dustin been friends since 14, had a break 17 through 22, got back up friends at 23, and we know shit about each other, I'm a mama's boy. That's my, I'm not going to have our issues be anything that I will say about our mothers. Mm-hmm. And I do feel like Shamea was wrong for bringing up the mom's part to reveal that, because I don't think that anything happened for that particular expose to be revealed. If you are upset that Porsha doesn't want you and Gerald around Pilar, I was with you when you felt that. I look at Pilar like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Nothing to me made sense why I had to find out on camera that Porsha's mom allegedly wanted to sleep with Shamea's dad. Nothing to me warranted that information to be released. I think Shamea's fed up. I think Shamea's tired. I think Shamea has a lot of shit bottled in. And I think Shamea used that opportunity to hurt Porsha. And she knew what to do. And I think Porsha knew Shamea was ready to do it, which is why, now it all makes sense to me, which is why Porsha spent the entire season giving Shamea nothing.
Discernment.
Because she knew, I'm not going to give you any reason to say it. Yep. I'm not going to give you any reason to say it. I do feel like Porsha knew Shamea was going to reveal it because Porsha actually said it. I knew you was going to say that. And Porsha also knew, okay, if Shamea ever brings this up, I know what to say in retaliation to it. Which is why she said, well, no, your mom slept with your dad's brother. In that moment, I knew that these two will never be friends ever in life. And I just don't feel like I needed to know that ever in life.
How was Shamea wrong for planning to come to the table and drop that bombshell, but Porsha was right for saying, well, I know Shamea might drop that bombshell, so if she do, I'm gonna drop this one.
Because
how is that different?
Because if you punch me, you can't tell me how to react to that level of shade.
So you don't think Shamea, you don't think Porsha punched Shamea by making that Instagram post saying, yo mama went and bought my mama's daycare and offering detail and context to a conflict that we knew vaguely existed, but we didn't know any details about it. That's the first punch, right?
No, exactly. But to Blue's point, you then can't go on Andy Cohen's couch in your yellow dress and say in front of the world when Andy Cohen asks you, what did her mom do? I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I want to keep it cute. You have to pick which you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
So that was me. And listen, when Claudia asked the question, who made the first hit? Porsha, right? With that comment. Andy Cohen did his job as a host. Shamea, what happened between your mothers? I don't want to talk about it because when I do, it's gonna ruin shit. If that's how you felt in Andy Cohen's couch, then my sweet love, what did Porsha do this season for that to be revealed? Because the moment for that to be revealed would be at the reunion. And let's be clear, even at the reunion, and I'm gonna be very fair, if Shamea would have revealed it at the reunion, I would have said, well, shit, you have every right to say it, bitch. I wouldn't say it. It's dirty, it's nasty. But hey, bitch,
I agree.
This is the opportunity to say the shit. Not during hiatus, you thought about it. And then, Dustin, I'm aware of what was allegedly said in the text messages. That they won't.
We're not, so tell us.
Well, despite what people say on the blogs, I'm a good friend and I'm not messy. No, the thing is this. I'm privy to some things that were said because it's Atlanta and I am Keisha Land's top. So I'm aware of things that,
you know.
Okay, so
I'm the queen of Atlanta.
again, and it's been said on this show before, you can't poke a bear or say something about someone else and then be mad about how they respond. It doesn't only go one way where, well, Shamea did this, so don't get mad when Porsha comes back. They're both going low. They're both going low. And I'm going to say this. I question their friendship now. Mad Day is revealing a whole bunch.
It's over, Claudia. What are you talking about?
I don't mean right now, Blue. I mean like in the past. Like, because have you had a friend that it went left, but you never told some things about them?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
that's how I roll.
That was your real
That's what I'm
friend.
saying earlier. The seed was rotten because it wasn't based on the truth. I agree with that.
That wasn't your real friend. So now Shamea never told Porsha's tea about the mother until Porsha went first. So then Shamea came back. And don't you think now that Portia's on social media right now saying all the stuff, saying Shamea slept with this one and that one, she's showing her ass right now. She is showing her ass. And do you think that Shamea does not have similar tea on Portia's life? When you're besties with someone, you tell them all your dirty shit. You tell them, this one gave me an STD, I cheated, I did this, I did that. I'm sure they got nasty secrets. And I think some of the reasons why they were both holding back during the season is because they know if I really want to, bitch, and I'm not saying to either one to both of them, I can really light your ass up. I can really get it active up in here. They both know where the bodies are buried for both of them, right? So I think that was really a little bit stopping them. Now the gloves are off. But like, on both occasions, it has been, as annoying as you may think Shamea is, on both occasions, it was Porsha that went first with the mother thing.
But I want to. I do want to be clear
with the business.
I want to be clear because we have to be fair. When we say Porsha went first, Porsha did go first, revealing something about
the
what
mom.
happened to the mom. But if we're being technical, Shamea went first, telling Cynthia in scene that there is something going on between their mothers, which propelled Porsha to tweet that.
Okay, well, hey,
that's what I'm saying.
The beginning of the story, Shamea started it.
We're going to be fair. Shamea told Cynthia on camera that something was going on with their mothers, and Shamea didn't reveal it so much. Now, granted, I want to be fair again. When they played that scene, Miss Diane, they flashed back to Miss Diane saying the comment about trusting the dog with the bone. But I want to be very fair. Shamea did tell Cynthia Billy first, something's going on with the mothers. Then Porsha on a Saturday, after getting the episode in advance, is when she responded to that saying, wrong road, egregious.
But is that so bad to say something's going on with our mom?
But that's what I'm saying. I wanted to be fair about the order.
I'm with Claudia on this. It's very different to say that there's an issue between our moms as opposed to saying your mom is fraudulent and stole a daycare from me.
No, I agree.
That's a character assassination.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Which is why I said
you need to worry about your kids. Why are you talking about my kids? That's not what they're doing.
I agree with you. That's why I said Shamea. My thing is this. Shamea said it first to Cynthia, something's with my mother. Porsha then said, your mother did this. Shamea had the opportunity at Andy Cohen's reunion. What did she do? Say it there. You can't say, I'm not going to say it.
She wanted to save it, though. She wanted to save it as an ace.
Then say it a year later. I agree with you guys.
What do you say to her explanation, Carlos, that she was trying to she was trying to keep whatever threadbare connection, you know what I'm saying, they had. She was trying to keep that intact, so she didn't want to go that far with offering up details, right? She wasn't willing to offer up details, so that is why she chose not to reveal the information at the reunion. Also, what do you say to the people who say ain't no motherfucking rules in fighting? I can know something about your goddamn mama and tell you 2 years from now. So
I agree with that. That's why I said at the top of this, and Blue, I'm gonna get to you next. That's why I said we're not the moral police. This isn't an issue of this person is plainly right, plainly wrong. This is a very nuanced situation. All we're doing, Raindrops, is talking about what happened on the show. I just said I actually know what was said in the text messages. I'm not gonna reveal it. I knew their friendship was over based on what I was allegedly told what the text messages were about. I said, y'all ain't friends.
Yeah.
But my point is, I always say what we're going to do is stick to the show, and I'm sticking to the show. Ms. Diane made this comment, but Shamea did not know she made it until the reunion, until she saw it. Shamea met with Cynthia first and said something. Porsha then responded and revealed more about what happened. Shamea was then asked by Andy, what do you have to say about it? Shamea said, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to expose it. And then we're here. So, Blue, what do you have to say about all of this?
I think really light work. Sure. Do this in my sleep.
Carlos got me about to pass out. Right?
I'm happy we all felt it. He said a run-on paragraph and then said, so back to you, Blue.
By the way, we have 200 super chats. Raindrops, I love y'all. I don't know if I can read all of it.
$200 from that super chat is mine too. I ain't forgot about baby girl from the beginning of the show. Go ahead.
Are we getting percentages?
Claudia,
that one had my name on it.
It did. No, you should get that.
You should have got a little bottle or something.
No, go ahead, Blue. Go ahead, Blue.
I'm just fighting my ADHD right now because I'm like, I should have taken another edible. Okay, so I'm gonna say this, right? Because to me, This is tricky. When you're having a fight with somebody, since Dustin mentioned street dudes, because that's my favorite topic today. When you're having a fight with somebody, right? If you hit me first and you have a bad punch and I hit you first and I know how to fight, any response I give you, you're going to fall over. As somebody who doesn't know how to fight. The reason I don't fight is because I'm good at it, right? I know that if you hit me and I hit you, it's not the same hit. It's never going to be the same hit. My version of a light hit, I'm still going to jail, right? I'm saying that to say, Porsha, figuratively and literally, because I know people who have seen her in professional settings and said that she was strong. And there's a story that I heard, Carlos, I'll tell you later behind the scenes. I know somebody who said Porsha is
strong. I picked her up.
He has abnormal muscle mass, from what I've heard. Okay, so as someone who can fight literally and figuratively, there's no Porsha response that's like, guys. Can we just if we can respect the nature of Shamea, can we also respect the nature of Porsha? It's not favorites; it's just being objective. Actually, despite the fact that people don't always know how to do that, there are people who are going to think I'm caping for Porsha just because I'm following the same rules for both of them. Whoever Shamea is, I've been following that thread this entire time. Whoever Porsha is, I've been following that thread this entire time. I'm never going to cross-pollinate them because, again, boundaries, yes? So Porsha's a heavy hitter. Any response from Porsha is a mollywop. I think we can all agree to that. Shamea is covert. Any hit from her is going to be begrudging. Why are you making me fight? You know the girl who's crying while she's beating you up because she don't even want to fight? Shamea is a completely different fighter. So it completely makes sense to me that when Shamea says something, it's going to be a soft hit. If Porsha ever responds, mollywop. When Shamea is asked, well, confront it, right? That Andy confrontation only required a heavy hit. Shamea doesn't heavy hit if she has a first option. She's going to always choose to pick the softer thing because, again, her branding is she's everybody's good friend. Someone who's everybody's good friend is tactful. They know how to say it in the sideways. They're never too blunt because they don't want to ruffle feathers. She's actually excellent at that, except for when it's time for a street fight with a bitch who can fight. Yes? What's happening is, I think at some point, and this is actually all of your points, Porsha clocked the girl who's going to windmill and can't fight, wants it with me. If I cough on her, she's going to be in a cast. I'm going to choose this. And by the way, this is not caping for Porsha. It's just telling you her strategy that, again, we agree on. I'm going to ignore her because if I even try to meet her where she's at, I'm immediately the bully because I fight different. When that girl finally gets in a fight with you, it's going to be ugly. And I'm going to say this. I hated everything about that scene. It turned my stomach. I'm not taking anybody's side. In that scene, they both disgusted me. I'm also going to say they both disgusted me and they fight differently. So we can't keep cross-pollinating these false equivalencies because they've always been two different beasts. That's part of the problem. I actually think that if Shamea was a beast like Porsha, she might have been more open to them being co-hosts and not allies, because I will say this as the strong friend. The gentler friend, I won't say weak because I don't believe it's weak to be gentle. The gentler friend requires stuff of you as the person who's naturally strong and strategic.
Yep.
There's a certain, we all know this. There's a friend that we love who's not as able as us, that we know we love them, we want them to be around us, but there's more sweat equity for them to meet us at the audacity where we naturally reside at. So again, Porsha predicted it and she was right. So we're all debating how we feel about her being right about the thing she predicted 10 years ago.
You say something about my mama, it's going down.
It's over.
Flat the fuck out. I don't give a damn, especially something sexual. You say something about my mother.
Did that to me.
And you know what? I also remember when Miss Diane said some real shady shit about Shamea. About
you gotta watch the dog that'll bring her bone.
And to Shamea's defense, she could have spazzed out then, and she didn't.
It's not her character. Yeah,
she's not.
But I think that was the point we were making. Like, if there's, and listen, like Blue said, we're recapping the show. No one's caping for anybody, but we know the chat will say what they say. But I will say, that's why I feel strongly if there was a moment to reveal that information, I just felt like it was much more suited at the reunion of last reunion.
I get that.
She definitely themed like green at the reunion last year, though. Like she wasn't ready. Like I think this year we're gonna see hopefully we see a different, because I felt like so many missed opportunities last reunion to be like, oh, word, okay, big joker, bam. But she was, I think, also at the reunion, there was still a part of her that thought that her and Porsha could get back and still be friends at some point. That's what
she said that. Yeah,
didn't go there. She wasn't gonna be all extra grimy with it. You know, that's what I think.
Can we admit she's mourning? The thing that's breaking my heart is we're watching somebody mourn.
I think she's
100%
like
she's mourning. She's grieving the
It's like
loss of that
a grief.
friendship.
We're watching somebody fighting at the funeral rather than
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah,
And
you
that's
see her
never
face.
good.
Her face is always like, oh, wait, we're going there.
She called her mom. She called
Yeah,
her
she
mom
called her
because
mom,
her
bro, like
feelings were hurt that Porsha was not open to reconciliation with her off the strength of the history.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why when they were having that back and forth at the table, and Shamea said, in spite of it all, and as Porsha was like, in spite of what? There is like Shamea was holding on to reverence for the time spent. Porsha and Shamea are now at a point where that's irrelevant. And it's heartbreaking to see, as a person who, like, I value friendship. Y'all know I give a fuck about y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to, I'll say I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like humility is a essential component to like sustaining a friendship.
Amen.
But where they at now, it's just where it is. And it's always been that their friendship was not rock solid anyway, because their moms were at odds over some very real shit. So even if we saw them playing nice on the picture or in scene together on the show, it just was never solid. It was never a solid foundation. And unfortunately, it's imploded. I hate to see
I'm laughing
it.
what they're saying. I'm laughing at Claudia's cat's booty in her face.
Right.
The cat been putting her ass, her coochie in the camera, like all. I'm like, please
I
stop.
keep seeing her cat's vagina.
I'm like, stop.
So, my final question of the night is what Blue brought up, and I want to ask the panel this.
Oh, no,
Based on what was revealed at this dinner, where Shamea obviously revealed the allegations. If Porsha made that comment that she didn't want Shamea on the show, does this moment now expose why she wouldn't want her on the show? If that is the case.
In nature of it being a conflict or a point of no return for them, yes. But that's the only way. It just is an example of their friendship breaking down in a way that Porsha, I would assume, was trying to avoid by not being welcoming to Shamea being a part of this cast full time. But that's it. I don't think it's a unique thing like, Shamea, you did exactly what I knew you was going to do. No, it was just Porsha saying, hey, there's a possibility our shit might get fucked up if you join. Don't do it. And now she joined and her shit is fucked up. I think it's like top level. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a mid-tier because you know why? Their mamas talk too damn much, Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mid-tier. I think the reason why Pilar can't go to your house because I know that she's gonna hear the kind of shit that we heard.
Yep.
And I think so. I don't think it's top. I think it's mid, as like, I know how your mama gets down and the kind of shit you and your mama probably talk to each other. I know the kind of shit me and my mama talk to each other. I know that shit talking has happened. They've fallen out and we've already fallen out. This is not like Blue's Clues here, right? Like, I think it's a thing of things were tricky for us before we reunited and it felt so good. And it's tricky for us generationally. And even on the show, we keep on seeing my mama making little snide remarks. I know this can go left because of people outside of us. It's not even just about us. And so I think it was a little bit deeper than top tier. I think that because they had just rekindled when the conversation was even had, and because we know their mothers talk shit on, Miss Diane has made little comments on camera, which tells you what's happening behind the scenes. Yeah. I think it was discernment saying, I don't think this ecosystem, us included, is strong enough because I've seen bitches who had less to lose fall apart. I think it's discernment. And here's the thing, guys. Someone can be strategic. They can be fake. They can be a villain. They can be putting it on for the camera and still have discernment. Discernment just means I'm clocking the entire room and plotting myself accordingly. That's all it means. She's savvy. We all agree she's savvy. So why would it be shocking that she was savvy enough to peep this? Because none of this is new.
Because she said 265.
Dustin.
Claudia.
A broken clock, Dustin. A broken clock.
Claudia, what are your thoughts?
She can do math.
Listen, I don't like people that know each other's business falling out.
Me either.
And that actually liked each other. I do question how deep their real friendship was in the beginning because there's certain again, Mad Day show it all. Mad Day will show you what kind of friends you really were. And I don't even think that there was reservations about Shamea being on the show because of their moms. I think because Shamea knows where your bones are, your bodies are buried, and Porsha knows where Shamea's are. They both have too much, and you see now on Twitter how left it's going, and it is going to be nasty. Because guess what, Shamea has the right to do now? Get on Twitter and say, "Oh, okay, you said I cheated. Let's talk about what you was doing during your marriage or during your this, or during your that," and it's gonna get real bad for both of them. And I think this is what Porsha was afraid of in the beginning, not really about, oh, it's gonna mess up our friend. No, she got your tea. You don't want someone on the show that you might fall out with that knows all your dirt. But if you have a real friendship where it's like I don't know, their shit was, they were friends, but this is like, I want with these kind of friends. Who needs enemies? But be prepared for some drops tonight on Instagram or Twitter, because it's probably gonna go back and forth with some nasty things, which sucks. You know, like,
you think she's gonna be strong, Claudia? You think she's really gonna go back and forth?
I do, because she came for her marriage.
Shamea will absolutely respond to that.
Oh, this is
she has to. And I wouldn't be mad if she did. You can't say that I cheated on my husband and dropping almost receipts, not receipts, but being specific, and then I don't say nothing. And Shamea's already feeling away, her back's against the wall. It's 5-0. What do I have to lose? It's about to get ugly, and I did not want this for them. Like, as much as people think I don't like Porsha and all this shit, I do hate seeing that their friendship fall apart, because they did seem like they had a fun little time. They did, but it also worked, their friendship, when Shamea was in a supportive role and Porsha was the lead, and I think that's where it works. And I don't want friends that don't want me to be on their level, that want me
either.
I don't want friends like that.
Me either. I don't want nobody like that around me, and I will never be like that. Especially, I'm a black gay man. I'm gonna leave the door open for people to come behind me that are qualified and ready. That's just the game. Number one, Carlos works in media. Carlos has a media company. I'm a host. I'm a comedian. I'm a writer. Carlos saw opportunity for me. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and let's not even, let me be quiet because I'm talking too much.
But stay away from those friends.
But you know, yeah, like, I just think that it's possible to absolutely be friends and work towards the success of one another without ego, jealousy, any of that shit. I believe it's possible. And if it's not, if that's an issue in your friendship, you weren't real friends for real to begin with.
I also will add by saying this, just like in most marriages, right? And this is gonna sound archaic. I do believe in marriages, you have to appoint one person to be the leader. And in some marriages, it's the woman, and I love that for the girls. Historically and biblically, it's been the man, but two people can lead one marriage. So my point is, when you get married, before you get married, hopefully you have the conversation of which dynamic this is going to fit for our relationship, right? So what I would implore with friends working together, there's going to be dynamic, whether your friend is the boss and you have to listen to your boss, and your boss makes the decisions, and you have to be okay with that. If you know you have the spirit of leadership and your friend is the boss and you don't want to listen,
don't enter the relationship.
Like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. So listen, I will go on record saying this. I was I said it, I'll say it again. I was disgusted by everything last night based on that, because I know both of those girls and I never thought this day would come. I was actually happy that episode 1, Shamea mimed the text versus saying it. Right? Go ahead, Dustin. I appreciated that. And I appreciated Porsha still inviting Shamea over her house. Despite the text. And when I saw, so my point is, I thought they would leave it there. So to see where it ended up 13 episodes later, it does make me very sad for them.
And
sorry, go ahead.
And for Porsha, Shamea, and everybody else that's watching the show, be careful about friends that want you to do well, but not better than them. That I love when Annie gets bigger movies than me and is the lead, and I'm having to support. I love it. I'm going.
I love it genuinely, for real. Honestly, yes.
That's my dog right there. but you know,
I want nothing more than for my friends to see success beyond their wildest dreams, beyond anything. And it's not from a competitive lens. Even some of my best, Kid Fury, one of my best friends, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to, I just don't, I have and continue to exist in relationships where there's a complete absence of any sort of ego-based anything. If anything, we found each other as confidants, you know what I'm saying? And now we have someone who understands. There's camaraderie there, not competition. So but to each his own. You
And
know,
stay away
keep that
from
shit from where you
treat you like an assistant. Stay with those friends that treat you like, for a long time on all these reality shows, a lot of these women were bringing on gay men and treating them like they were their assistants or they were their accessories. Those aren't your friends either. Because as soon as you get some shine, you've changed up. No, you were mad. You want me to be on a support role with you, but when I leveled up and I get some attention, now I'm a problem. I'm a clout chaser. I want your life. Damn. Did you want the best of me, or you want me just to be there to be your assistant?
Here go your purse back. No, I'm just playing because I would have never had it anyway. Your purse would have hit the floor trying to hand it to me.
I just want to point out this one thing about friendship, guys, because again, I want us to be really careful about not virtue signaling. Is simply that I only work with friends, and the reason why I work really well with friends is everybody gets to have their own thing. And sometimes success doesn't have to mean copy and paste. And I think that's what we're here. Just because I don't want you to work with me in the exact same spot I'm in doesn't mean I don't want you to have an equally, if not greater, spot than me. One of the things that Oprah Winfrey said a long time ago that I think has completely shifted the way that I work with friends is that the reason why Gayle King is my best friend is because Gayle King doesn't want to be Oprah fucking Winfrey. And that is valid, right? So it doesn't mean I'm a hater. It just means you can be Gayle. Shit, you could be Barbara Walters. You could be bigger than Oprah. You just can't be Oprah, right?
They're both journalists.
They're both good in their own right. My friends, my friends work for me, I say, you're in charge of this. You're the king of this. Even though I'm the right one, right? You're the king of this. Let me know what to do and I'll follow your lead, right?
Yes, Blue.
We need to have friendships where copy and paste does not mean loyalty. Loyalty means, like in a good marriage, I can have my thing. You can have your thing. Just as great, if not greater. And we come together as two autonomous people who love each other, but who are not codependent or entitled. There's an entitlement that is weaved all throughout this narrative that we need to stop. Because nobody owes you a yes. A yes is a gift. How dare you demand a gift? It's not a gift anymore.
I
agree. It's blackmail.
No, I agree with that. And I want to answer the super chat question. Then I'm going to read the poll. Then we can move on. I was gone. But somebody did ask, why can't Porsha forgive Phaedra for the candy thing and not have a one-on-one with Shamea? I know y'all hate when I say this, but vindicated once again. There's a such thing as TV friendships in real life. If I met you on the show and we're cool, we're friends because we work for the show. In my real life, you're not my real friend. Right? Shamea and Porsha are real friends. And I want you guys to always understand, look, yes, it's nice to think that, well, we hang out off camera. There's a thing called alliance for the sake of the show or the sake of the storyline. And then there's real friendships. And Shamea and Porsha had a real friendship at one point. All right, so the results are in. Team Porsha, Shamea. Porsha leads with 47%, but Shamea is not too far behind with 42%.
It's tight, y'all.
This is very interesting. I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect this to be a split. Are y'all surprised too? It's almost split.
What did you expect?
Because if you took out neither, who knows what it would have been, right?
It's interesting. It's interesting. I didn't think it would be this close. Because I think based on just what we listen, that's why I always tell people this. Just because you see things on social media doesn't mean it's real.
Very true.
I didn't expect it to be so close. But the beauty of reality television, I always say this, is everybody watches the show based on their own human experience. So there's a lot of people who obviously are on either side. So this honestly makes me, as a producer, happy to see this because now it shows me that, yes, producers, you got to bring Shamea and Porsha back next season, and let's see what happens. Because this poll with 12,000 people in the chat,
Damn.
This is amazing.
They about to fight all season 18 because now the gloves are off. The big secrets have been revealed, and now it's like, okay, I can't stand you, so let's get it on.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna get in season 18.
Do you know how much tea is gonna get dropped now? Because they have years of knowing like who you fucked.
I don't want more tea from that. This is hurting other people.
It is, and I don't like. I listen. It ain't cool neither. Once you do this to me, we're never gonna be friends ever again.
Never. We might as well just die. Yeah, because I'm never gonna.
No, seriously, you're definitely at that point.
Like it's actually fighting words already.
Literally.
No, it's and based on what happened tonight, we may do an emergency episode this week. So keep your phones on.
Emergency.
If Shamea responds by tomorrow, keep your phone on. All right. So what do you guys have going on? I'll start. Raindrops. No new interview tomorrow. Okay. You'll get one maybe next week or the week after, but not one tomorrow. I knew this episode was going to be the talk of the town, so I wanted y'all to watch it. Have enough time to finish and watch this all week. So
yeah,
that's my update. Dustin.
Okay, I'll go next. Yo, so July 21st, Boston. I can't wait. Beantown. And my girl, everything is bees that day. My girl Blue is gonna be in the building in Boston. Okay. Bickenback being Bull. But anyway, so yeah, I can't wait. So
what?
So
he said a biggity bop. Okay.
That was for the ones that know. But anyway, so yes, Boston, July 21st. Then I'm hitting Atlanta, 2 shows on July 24th. Then closing things out with this round of dates in Nashville on July 26th. So all those tickets, as well as the meet and greet tickets, are available at DustinRossLive.com. Come on out. You see motherfuckers in the chat telling you they had a good time. Everybody's laughing. It's a lot of good humor, good cussing, good storytelling, good impressions, physicality, all that. I act a damn fool, and I can't wait for y'all to come. So I'm really excited about Boston, and I see you there, Blue.
I'm really excited about Boston. I didn't expect to hear that sentence. I don't hear that often.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on secret stuff, y'all, but you can find me on Blue Centric Live over on YouTube. Duh, I'm right here. Blue Centric Live on YouTube, Blue Centric on Instagram, and Blue Toulousema on TikTok. I will say this. I am working on something I'm really excited about, but it's still a secret. But when I am ready to share it, you guys will be the first to know.
Happy for you, baby.
Yes, we love that exclusive.
Not an exclusive. You're such a
Claudia Jordan.
Side dish 5 days a week on YouTube and Facebook and Fox Soul. And this week I am going to Rhode Island. Tracy Edmonds is out there. She's doing a film out there, but I'm going to be judging the Miss Rhode Island pageant. I wonder if they're going to have the Real Housewives of Rhode Island there. Hopefully they will. I get to meet some, hopefully. So I'll be going back home for a few days this week. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, we'll see.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I would love you on that show, by the way, because those girls, I understand you better from watching that show.
Oh,
I love it.
We're like rough around the edges in Rhode Island. You know what I mean? Like,
no, we keep it a buck. You know how I feel. Always keep it a buck. So I like the whole state.
Sometimes people hate our delivery, but it's like we come from a good place. We're just like really hell bent on honesty and like cutting through the bullshit and all. We didn't really sugarcoat nothing. Like I
get it.
Yeah, we're like, cut to the fucking chase. What? You know what I mean? Sorry.
That was a good show. It's a good show. And so was this. Thank you all, Claudia, Blue, and Dustin. Cannot do this without you. Thank you to the 12,000 people who joined live.
That's amazing.
This is why I don't read the comments. I don't want to know what was going on in there. I'm minding my business.
It was a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Make sure y'all support my friends. I get to work with my friends. The best job in the world. Every Monday, you will catch us. Monday Night Live. Thank you all. And we will see you next week.
When we going on tour, Carlos? When we going on tour, Carlos?
Keep your emails refreshed. You'll get one this week.
When we going on the set, we want coffee mugs and cards.
Get your email sent this week. Thank you. Both
you said this week.
This week, okay. Love y'all.
Bye, y'all.
My discernment felt that.
Love y'all.
Well played, bitch. I love that. Discernment, yes.
Love y'all. Bye.